Your weekly pint of sports juice, presented by the Keys Leisure Centre, Preston. Eat, drink and bowl at the Keys sprawling beer gardens, lanes, arcade, bar and bistro. Let's go, lads. With the school holidays underway, some are enjoying it, some aren't. But with the school holidays, there's always good movies that get released for the youngins. Toy Story, we all grew up with it, or probably more so my generation.
No, we weren't far off.
Number one came out 95.
95,
Yeah.
so that was the year that I was born.
So I was
So-
8.
And I was, 95, I'm like grade 3, I think.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
so
you were, yep.
appropriate.
So it's not
okay,
too bad.
that's fine.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So there's the new one that's come out. So we've already had this discussion. We'll bring it up on air though. Your favorite Toy Story character?
You want me to go first?
You go first.
Well, like off air, we started talking about the characters, and I did say Forky. Or is it Spoonie? Or
No, Forky.
Forky.
Forky, because he's sort of like he's drunk. That's why I like him.
It's like a G-rated Towley from
Yeah.
South Park.
That is a great way of putting it. I agree that one. But then, and because it might be also your favorite characters, but I might even take Ken from number 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
number 3,
absolutely.
mate. Number 3.
Number 3, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ken, he's pretty cool. And how
Cool or
I
something?
just tell you, he loves Barbie. and
Something
stuff.
you want to be, or you've always wanted to be.
Yeah,
like
nice
Ken
and,
doll.
nice and flat.
yeah, no ass.
Yeah, ass, sure.
Go,
I'm tossed up between Slinky and Rex. They've been there from the start.
I think-
Loyal. I want Slinky.
But Rex is a funny. He's pretty funny.
Rex is funny, but
Rex is good.
Slinky from day dot, very loyal to Woody.
Yeah,
Gets
okay.
you out of trouble with his extension.
Yeah.
Slinky for mine.
It's got like a superpower.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. I've always had a thing for animated women.
Oh no, we're not going here, are we?
I'm going Bo Peep.
Bo Peep.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
a 10.
Well,
she's fit.
when you saw it in 3D, did it change your?
Oh,
or did it get you even
wasn't-
more excited?
Wasn't the
I'm
only
saying?
thing in 3D, I can tell you that
Oh,
much.
oh.
And Woody agrees with you because he could have gone with Jesse, but he ended up with Bo Peep.
Jesse's too much of a hard ass.
Oh,
She's too, yeah, nah.
And if you see the new one, there's a new interest there. Well,
Yes.
that I didn't know existed. Did that exist in the other ones?
No.
No, I didn't think so either. Yeah.
We don't want to give too much
We don't
away
wanna
because
give too
people are
much
still
away.
going to see the film.
Yeah.
Welcome to Sports Juice.
Yes.
Sports and Toy Story now, apparently, as well as the odd food. I am Sam, your producer. This is Andrew Hook, our tactical genius at times, and Peter Cahill, our
Yes.
enigma
At times.
at times.
Yeah.
Before we start, because we're talking Toy Story, I
Yep.
went to see it today with my nephews. They're watching for the first time, so I want to say hello to Max and Taris out there who are watching online. And they actually showed my wife Karina how to get onto the YouTube to watch it live. So
Well, they are the modern
thanks-
generation.
thanks, boys, for
If
helping
anyone's
her
going to
out
know,
there.
they will know.
They will know. They do know. So yeah, hello, boys.
Sammy, now very noticeable on your wrist as I'm looking at it right now on your
This is the first time I've
left-hand
seen it.
side.
Yeah.
You got the initial CC. Let's get the elephant out of the room. There's 3 scenarios I've got here. 1, you love for Canadian club. 2, you love for CC chips. And 3, your long-term misses. What's the number 1 purpose of the CC?
All 3.
No,
They all are good.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate
yeah,
that.
no, they're all good. But in terms of if we have to list them,
All reasonable things to get a tattoo of, I would think.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, the obvious answer is my long-term love interest, as you said, followed closely by Canadian club, and then obviously CC corn chips. at the very
CC or
end.
Doritos?
I prefer CCs.
Yeah, they are better.
and they're usually cheaper.
yeah,
they are
if you
cheaper.
actually get them and put them up against each other, they're
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
They are better.
I think CCs you can do without the salsa. Doritos you can't.
Yeah,
okay.
that's
For
a
that
fair
reason
call.
why CCs are better.
I can do either.
I
without.
prefer Doritos in nachos though.
Okay.
No, I lie. The Mission corn chips are best for nachos. Actually,
Oh, yeah.
just the plain salted ones.
Yep, that's fair. Interesting.
Anyway.
We're getting stuck
Let's
into some
go.
footy.
Yeah, let's get some footy.
Let's talk about AFL.
Shit round
and-
tipping wise for some.
We had oh geez,
For some.
For some.
I've got to get the first game up. Here it is. We had Geelong take on Brisbane Lions down in Geelong. I tipped Brisbane, sorry, and it was 14 goals, 17, 101 to 19 goals, 9, 123 to Brisbane Lions.
Brisbane are back.
They are.
They're
Oh,
back.
that first quarter, that was unbelievable. To go to GMHBA Stadium and give your grand final rivals an absolute pants in front of their home crowd, which not a lot of teams have done in over 2 decades, was just premium prime Brisbane.
You didn't tip Brisbane.
No.
You were one of the ones sitting here last week saying that Brisbane are back.
Yeah,
So
no.
what made you think? I mean, there was the one obvious
Well,
reason.
GMHBA Stadium, they had the bye, they got Smith, they had Bailey Smith and Tom Stewart come back. So I thought, surely Geelong, and of course, let's not forget Geelong pounded Brisbane at the Gabba only 6 weeks ago. So that were pretty much the reasons why. But you know, Brisbane, they are, as Sammy mentioned, he summed up perfectly. They are well and truly back to their best.
And you mentioned that first quarter. They kicked 8 goals in the first quarter to Geelong's 1, but Geelong came back in the second quarter,
did.
kicking 6 more goals on top to finish at halftime, 7 goals, 11 to Brisbane's 9 goals, 6. I thought after the first quarter, I'm like, I'm a genius here. I'm an absolute football genius. And then, of course, Geelong coming back down there. And they kept it reasonably tight for the rest of the game, but it was just probably too much of a margin after quarter time.
Probably, once again, they in terms of small defenders, they just don't have any quality small defenders. And Brisbane have like torn them up now twice within, well, the grand final last year, of course. And then last year was all their small forwards. They are the ones who kicked the main goals, the bags of goals. That's going to be a big concern for Geelong. Like, I know they've got, the 2 Irish guys and O'Connor and Mullen, but they don't have quality small lockdown defenders.
Well, you mentioned Brisbane's smalls. Lohman kicked 5. Morris, not a small, but kicked 3.
Yep.
Bailey kicked 3, and Cameron kicked 2. So they're a couple of smalls kicking multiple goals there. So, I mean, we talk about now Brisbane. We've got Brisbane in the same category as Fremantle.
No.
No,
I'd go same caliber as Sydney.
I
I wouldn't
so
go
you think they're
Fremantle.
still gettable?
Yep.
That's what that means. Because I agree, Sydney's in that gettable category, not unbeatable.
No, I got Brisbane ahead of Sydney.
Because
Look, I probably do right now, but I think they're probably the 2 smokies for the top 4.
They're not quite at Fremantle
Correct.
level, in your opinion.
they still got a few more to come back in, don't they? Zorko,
McCluggage, Zorko, Coleman. It's scary. They've lost
That is
Gardner,
very
so
scary,
once again, their back line's going to be partially stretched with Gardner out for a few weeks with a hammy. But Geelong, that's 4 losses in the last 5. I think it was not many people were talking about this little decline.
There's a slow slide down the ladder. They're now out of the top 8, aren't they? Are they 9th? Or
No,
are they
no,
8th?
no.
They're 8th.
They're top 8.
They're top 8.
Are they?
Because Collingwood,
Okay.
Carlton are 9th and 10th as we speak.
They're 7th.
They're 7th. So they've slid. They were in the top 4 prior to this little slump.
They were
in
part
form.
of that group that was all on 36 points,
Yep.
and now you've only got Geelong and the Western Bulldogs on those 36 points.
What concerns me with Geelong, if they finish in those 4 spots between 6th and 10th, and they got to play for a wild card, I reckon they'll be unstoppable the whole way through.
So you reckon they're one team that could win 5 games on the trot?
Yep.
Yeah.
They've got the experience.
A lot of their players have been there, done that.
Yeah.
But the one player who has been there, done that, and is in real trouble is Jeremy Cameron.
Oh, yeah. He's
Well,
struggling.
He's in big
4
trouble.
touches. It's surprising that he's played all year. And he's actually had a decent year, not by his very high standards, probably been a little bit below his absolute best. He still gets 39 goals this year, but last Thursday night, what do you have? 4 touches.
Yeah, only a couple of touches.
He couldn't take proper marks. Every time he hit the ground, he was really wincing in pain, I think. Now, Geelong do have a pretty soft draw, I think, for the
Well,
rest
they got
of the season.
GWS. Is that a soft game?
Well, not that one.
Where is it?
Over there.
GWS. Yeah, in Sydney.
I got a feeling. I've only got a patch. They got like Richmond, Essendon. I think they have to give Jeremy Cameron a rest before finals,
Well, they're playing Melbourne
They
in
have
2 weeks' time at the G.
and that's not a game you'd
Mm-mm.
not want to have your best team out.
I think they've got us along the way somewhere,
They
don't
do.
they? Yeah. So that's not an easy game, but it's also not a super hard one.
No,
But it's one of those ones that could be worth 8 points at where they are on the ladder.
He
at the
needs.
moment.
Look, I think he needs a break. He needs at least a 2-3 week gap where he can recover properly.
Is
get
it
his
a
mind off footy.
recoverable thing? It sounds
Well, it's more
quite serious. They're saying that he gets pins and needles through his arms every time he gets a knock on it or something.
And I think this is from the grand final incident
Yeah,
last September. It's
not good.
Not good, but look, he's done very, very well to play as well as he has this year, considering he's been suffering from this all season. But I think a break has to be very high up there on the agenda soon.
Absolutely. All right, let's move to the Friday night game, and it wasn't a nice one in my household. Sydney took on the Western Bulldogs. 13 goals, 12-90 Sydney to Western Bulldogs, 7 goals, 13-55. When you look at the inaccuracy of the Western Bulldogs, even though Sydney did kick 12 points themselves, the 13 points probably did cost them, because if you look at the halftime score, 3 goals, 8 at halftime from the Western Bulldogs. A couple of those were very, very gettable. Their first quarter, again, a couple of goals that were very, very gettable that probably cost them in the end.
Cooked. They're cooked.
Cooked in terms of what, though?
Put a fork in them, they're done.
But in what capacity? Because I've never had them
I
as
think they can be top 10.
They'll be 9th, 10th.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'll do much.
I've never had them as a premiership contender. But after watching that once again, their back line, like I know they're going to be going
depth.
Well, now
No
this
depth.
brings
Zero depth.
This brings up the point. I know they're deep in their knees for Zach Butters, and that's fair enough. But maybe he's a quality defender higher on their priorities, or should it be higher on their priorities?
Who's available, though, of that caliber?
What, Jacob Wiedering?
Throw the kitchen sink at Billy Frampton. I'm telling you, because he wouldn't be on much.
Well, he's already re-signed, hasn't he, though?
He could have.
Isn't he with a 2-year contract? I don't think that's going to happen.
You could be right.
But it seems like, I'd be going after Jacob.
I should know that.
You should
I'm
know that. 'cause
Billy's number one
you're
fan.
number one fan. But
An advocate.
once again, Charlie Curnow, he's kicked 13 goals in the 2 games he's played against
now
the Bulldogs.
I think he's leading the Coleman medal, I think.
Like you've said, though, every time, is he the flat track bully?
Oh, well,
Because
yes.
That's a term we haven't
But
said for a while.
But every time he does actually come up against a flat track, he
kicks
kicks
bags.
bags.
He does. No, there's no doubt about it. He's kicked off in 21 goals against the Bulldogs, West Coast and Richmond combined, which is nearly half his goal tally for the year. Look, well, we're going to get a perfect read of Charlie Curnow when they play Fremantle on the top of the table clash come this Thursday. The other interesting point about this game, Tim English moved to full back at the start of the third quarter. He got
was
pants.
very interesting.
He got pants by Brodie Grundy. So I can understand Luke Beveridge's frustration, but to have your number one ruckman starting at full back in the second half.
The other weird one was Cody Waitman for West.
Reece West, yep.
Reece West.
Oh, Riley West.
Riley West.
Thank
West. I was about to say Charlie West. I always got the black and white brain. Because West has been really good. He's been really, really good. He's a defensive forward.
He hasn't been as
He
good as
can lock
last
the
year,
ball
though.
in.
Last year he kicked 40
You don't
goals.
reckon?
Yeah.
This year hasn't been as prominent.
Well, I wouldn't put his full job down to kicking goals.
No, that's fair. Yep.
Like his job is there to create forward line pressure, and he does that really well.
Well, interesting. He dominated in the VFL
Did he?
playing
Okay.
midfield. As a
Yep.
pure midfielder. So I think
okay.
I think Riley West will be back in that team.
Yeah, right. Well, Sydney, they march on. I liked McLean's game too, actually, up forward from 3
I
goals.
tell you what,
Mm.
surely teams should be chasing him because every time Amadi and McDonald are fit, McLean's always the first one out.
Yep.
McLean's, I think, kicked 12 goals in 5 games that he's played for Sydney. I think he's dominating the VFL. He's up there in the goal kicking in the VFL. He's a player that team should be chasing if he's not going to get a regular game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So Sydney march on into the extremely good team, but gettable. Gettable.
Yeah.
All right. Papley's coming back in for Sydney, I've heard.
He is
which
coming back after
a
about
little bit of X factor for them.
5 weeks.
Yeah.
Been out 5 weeks. They've still got McInerney to come back,
Picked him
McDonald
up
to
very
come back.
quickly in my fantasy.
Oh,
when
did you
I
really?
heard that? Yeah.
Well, he did have him originally, so
I
that's
did.
fair enough.
Yeah. So, yeah, anyway, let's move on to the next game where you had West Coast taking on Adelaide. 11 goals, 8-74 to Adelaide. 15 goals, 9-99. Look, not too much to talk about this game other than Adelaide got the job done over in the West, which is now not extremely easy.
No, well, if West Coast didn't concede the first 6 goals, they could have easily won this game. West Coast really threw all their punches at Adelaide after quarter time. And that was a disappointing thing about this. I'll tell you the one thing, there's 2 things that came out of this game for me. Darcy Fogarty's back in form. He's kicked 9 goals the last 2 weeks. Kicked the bag of, 5?
Your favourite player?
Darcy Fogarty.
Yeah.
No, he's not my favourite player. My big boy Filthy. It was, in fact, he was a late withdrawal of a back injury. They didn't want to send it to Perth.
I'm saying that sarcastically.
Yeah,
You've always thought he's overrated.
I think
is he starting to still? Is he jumping up in your ratings?
I want to see him in a big game deliver. Bit like Charlie Kerner. I think he's a little bit flat track bully-ish about D Fogarty. The other thing, I'll tell you, this mid-season draft, the two players West Coast picked up, Herbert with the headband, he's really good off the back line. Franco's son, Josh Franco's son, Ollie Franco.
Yeah.
He had a really good game in the midfield. And I tell you what, West Coast's midfield is just building nice. I've always said it. I think Andrew McQualter is doing something at West Coast. They're a lot more competitive.
You liked him at Richmond, didn't you?
I did like him at Richmond. He was stiff not to get the job over Adam Uze. But West Coast are more competitive. Look, I'm trying to think. When was the last time they got completely smashed? It was a blowout.
No.
Because in previous years, it was nearly
and
every
that's what
second
you've
week.
always wanted Richmond to show throughout this year is
Correct.
to not get blown away.
Yes.
And they are. But I think there's excuses for that.
Oh,
There is.
There's some excuses. But, Adelaide, look, they had to win that game after the disappointment of the showdown. They're still in that bracket of 5 to 8. And that's probably where they belong. I don't think they're top 4. I still think their midfield is short of at least one gun player. No wonder why they're knees deep into Lockie Neal and Zach Bailey to come to the club next year. But, it was a win that they just had to get.
They're still going for the top 4 position, though, because they're currently on 40 points. Brisbane Lions, they're on 40 points as well. The only thing that separates them is 0.3 of a percentage.
Only 0.3.
Only 0.3. So 111.7 to Brisbane and 111.4 to Adelaide. So
it's doable.
It's an interesting
It's
watch.
definitely doable, but I don't have the same trust in Adelaide compared to a Brisbane. Let's just go with that.
All right, Sammy, let's go
Here we
with
go.
the big win. This is the win that has probably stamped Melbourne on everyone's radar.
You know, it's funny you say that because the same thing was said after the last time we played Hawthorn.
Okay.
Bunnies.
How long ago was that?
Bunnies.
That was, I'm going to say 6 weeks ago.
Okay.
I reckon. It was a Saturday night at the MCG.
Yeah, fair
Anyway.
enough. Well, at the MCG, which is, but this is
it
why
is.
this is a better win because it was down in Tasmania. Hawthorn 14 goals, 690 to Melbourne 19 goals, 11, 125. The story out of this game though was that Hawthorn was 1 goal, 3 at halftime to Melbourne 13 goals, 8. The fact that you sort of let them back in.
I'll tell you what.
I was going to ask you,
Wait.
does that take a bit of gloss off the win?
How do you feel about
From
that?
you were 96 points up midway through the third quarter. You could have won this game by
150.
3 figures.
Yep.
That's how dominant you were. And then Hawthorn kicked 11 goals on the trot. How do you feel about that as a Melbourne fan?
Look, given how much of a rebuild we are in at the moment,
Is it a rebuild though?
well, yeah, compared to our team last year, I'd say so.
It's a different
100%.
team. And
So,
Yep.
I'm happy with wins for now.
I'm just thinking that rebuild. Sorry, you keep going.
Yeah.
Let me go with that.
I'm looking for wins at the moment. No, I want to hear this.
Yeah, Hookie's
Wrong
just,
way, you idiot.
Hookie's just opening up his.
Hey,
Pepsi
there you go.
can here.
Cool. I'm only looking for wins. Next year's, if as long as we stay consistent with wins, the next year, then I want to see some blowouts.
But sure, the bars move now. Melbourne are
No.
playing finals this year.
I'm
That's
still,
guaranteed.
look, I'm still optimistic. I'm not all in on this team being the best thing since sliced bread.
No, I agree with that.
That's fair, but
That's
surely from a team that did have high expectations at the start of the year to what
I had
you've
you bottom
delivered.
5.
Okay.
I had you bottom 5.
I know.
Thought so way too much experience going out of that side to compete.
The fact that they kicked 9 goals in the last quarter, I'm okay with, given how they are as a team and where they are as a team compared to where we are as a team.
you let Marbio troll kick 5. That's a big cross.
Our second half, I put that down to just the fact that it's a young team, not knowing how to. You dominated the first half. You have to maintain some sort of scoreline for the rest of the game. I don't think there's that maturity to be able to do that just yet with all the young players that we have.
I'm thinking more down the lines of what Hookie's thinking. I think you're actually out of the rebuild stage. Now, there's a few reasons for this. I think we talk about the premiership clock, and you talk about you win your premiership between 10 and 2. And that's an analog clock for the young kids out there. You've never heard of what that is. Maybe ask your parents.
They probably can't read one if they do see one.
I'm telling you.
Facts. There's kids.
Oh,
There's people
yeah.
I work with who are that generation who don't know how to read a clock. Anyway, different story for another day.
Work with them.
Yep.
Like I can
Anyway.
understand a little
Nope.
primary school.
Anyway,
Oh, that's awful.
some of them listen,
Um,
so I won't go too much into it.
So 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock is where I think you're at 10 o'clock.
You reckon?
And the reason why I think that is because I did see a stat, and I think I have mentioned it on this show before. When you put Richmond's youngsters up against Melbourne's youngsters that got drafted roughly around the same periods, what Melbourne's been able to do is get games into those youngsters. And so they're now starting to come into that 30, 40,
Game
even
territory.
50 game territory where you start to get a mature player who can put in their performance between their poor performance and their good performance is a lot less. Whereas Richmond's youngsters have been, you guys have been injured.
We have
You
put
haven't
the
been
games
in
in
the
them.
park.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
you should be, possibly coming to maybe 9 o'clock quicker if you had got them on the park. Whereas I think you're at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Tell you what, your big boys, Gorn was unbelievable that first half.
He absolutely tore it apart.
He gave Lloyd Meek an absolute ass whooping. And then Jacob Van Rooyen, I know you've been very critical. This
I'm
game,
gonna step back. This is the game that he needs to be playing more consistently. 5 goals, like 28 disposals.
playing second ruck as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is the expectation of Jacob Van Rooyen.
How many games? Pete mentioned the 40 game mark. How many games has Jacob Van Rooyen played? He's got to be around that mark. So he should be
He's
ready
close to- I know-
explode.
Surely he's over 50.
Disco Turner's just played his 50th. He's playing unbelievably well as a back.
Yeah.
He's in that
We're
vicinity
gonna-
as well.
I'll try and get it.
How many games? Yeah. Who else, Sammy, really caught your interest?
Bailey Fritsch, he's back to his
He kicked 5,
his
yes,
good form of
yes.
kicking 5 goals. Harry Sharp with 2. Even the fact that, oh my God, what's Cozzy Pickett?
72 games. Jacob
Jacob
Van Rooyen.
really?
72
that
games?
doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise
There
me.
you go. I wouldn't have picked
98
that.
goals.
Ooh.
So
That's pretty good,
Nearly 1.5 goals
Yeah.
per game.
Yep.
considering how much of a dry spell he has at times.
And and as he
Happens
goes
to the
on,
best of
he'll
us.
be able to lift that above 2 goals a
100%.
game.
Yeah, definitely. Cozzy Pickett, he didn't have a
Major impact.
the first 2.5 quarters he did, but then sort of plateaued a bit. So he didn't have that much of an impact, but everyone stood up. Our defenders stood up. Our forwards were clicking. I think this team that we had on the field on the day is the best team that we can put together.
Christian Salem not part of that because he's back playing VFL footy.
Yeah, well, he's been injured for quite a while now, so hopefully he can find some form. But someone who has actually stepped up to his role as quite well is Jake Bowie. He played very, very well in that first quarter. Just an absolute gun off that half-back line. So, this team is the best Melbourne team we've put onto a field this year.
All right. And where does it leave Hawthorn? Are we at the point where you guys
Where's
should be
the wizard?
owing me an apology?
No.
Why not?
No.
They're
Mulligan.
not that good.
Mulligan.
Jack
Mulligan?
Gunston's back from injury. How many weeks did he have off? 3 or 4? 4
4
weeks off. He had, one touch up till half time. Yeah, sure. He needs to find some form again.
What was notice-
Nick Watson wasn't
Watson
playing.
was out, but what was noticeable, they couldn't get the ball out of the back line.
Yeah.
No Amon, who you should recognise being
Yes.
a fantasy team.
Yes.
No Amon, no Impey, no Weddle. There's 3 very good players to
Yeah.
get the ball out of that back line and really create that run for Hawthorn. Look, it was
If you're going to do any damage, though, in September,
you can't be
you-
putting those first half performances.
with the team that they still had on the park.
I'm giving them a mulligan, but I tell you what, the Carlton game coming up this week,
It's important.
that's
baby.
really important. They got to bounce back
What
after
is that one? That'd be good to go to.
Saturday night. I think.
One player in particular for Hawthorn,
Right.
Noam Raz, played his first
And he was
game.
very good.
First game as a Hawk, or his first AFL game.
Yep.
He was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Intercept marking, he put 8 or 9 intercept marks in the second half.
Yep.
Unbelievable. I'm
And
surprised
he
he didn't get.
And he was pretty much
running start.
he was a replacement for Battle, who of course
Yeah.
has got his I think his appendices removed or something like
Yes.
that. Yep.
Yep, appendix.
I think after this, Melbourne, you're sitting 6th on the ladder. You're in that group of teams that are on 40 points. So you top 4 is within touching
I think
distance.
we're that one of the teams fighting for that 4th spot in the top 4.
Yeah.
I think your aim now should be that top 6. That should be your aim.
Oh, top 4. Why
I'm, going
should
top,
mate,
I'm saying top 4.
I'm going to say you're not. good enough for top 4.
And they've got a good
With all due respect,
because of Melbourne's
but the top 6
easy
definitely.
draw because they finished so low of the ladder last year. Melbourne should be aiming top
So
4.
we got you guys, then
They've
we got
lost.
Geelong, we got Freo, we got Bulldogs again, we got you guys.
Last round, I think,
Last
is that-
round. No, we got Bulldogs last
Are
round.
you going to finally attend that one? Because most of the time the season's
I
been
was at the
written off
Brisbane
for you.
game.
Most of the time the season's been written off for you and you never want to attend with me. But this one, you've got a
I
chance
don't
of winning.
like going to
so
Collingwood games. I've never been to a Melbourne Collingwood
You're
game
never
where
going to
Melbourne
sit
have
with
won.
a fairer Collingwood supporter ever.
fairer.
There's
fairer.
no,
I'm one-eyed, but I'm not like
there is
over,
no such thing as a fair Collingwood
I'm
supporter.
not over the top. I'm not over the top. I love the umpires. I can see when there's a bad decision. I can.
Oh,
I
you,
can
weren't like that with Richmond 2 weeks ago. But then again, we'll piss at the
He
bar.
doesn't remember.
Second half.
I remember the first half. I remember that, not the second. All right.
Next game.
Let's go to the next game. We had a GWS
Oi,
take on
this was a big one.
Fremantle. This was an interesting game. in
No,
itself
it's
too.
not. No, it
was-
wasn't.
Very good round of football, if you ask me.
It was actually.
GWS 16 goals, 13, 109 to Fremantle 13 goals, 10, 88. For me, this is a mulligan for Fremantle. It's just the
I
outlier.
hate Jake Stringer so
Jake
much.
Stringer. He was the difference in the end.
7
really.
goals. He's kicked 35 for the year.
Contract year.
Contract.
Yeah. Sure. And there's been talk that, for a small forward position in the All-Australian team, he's got to be up there.
Yeah.
He's had big bags. When GWS play well, and there's sort of this, he's a bit of a downhill skier. When the Giants are doing well, he plays well. But when the Giants need a lift, he hasn't provided those moments for someone who's got so much talent. But look, like Sammy mentioned, Fremantle, it was a loss they had to have.
Mm.
They've won 14 on the trot. And probably the thing that comes out of this game, the whole Jackson Darcy conundrum. Darcy, second game back in, they lose.
Mm-hmm.
If Fremantle lose more games in this run home with Darcy Jackson playing together, I think the Mason Cox call back into the side has to be right front in Fremantle's thought process.
When he went out, he wasn't exactly, keeping his
No,
spot.
it wasn't. No,
But works better as team dynamic.
absolutely.
As the two of us have discussed previously.
Mason Cox is a good player. Is that what you've
At
been
Fremantle.
discussed? Oh my god! Come on.
He's a better second ruck to Luke Jackson than what Sean Darcy is.
Absolutely.
There is one man that I don't think is getting enough recognition is Cadman.
That's fair.
He's a youngster. He was a number 1 pick. I just don't think many people are talking about it. A bit like when I was going on about Luke Jackson in your premiership year.
Mm.
I'm like, he was a high draft pick. No one's talking about him in the Melbourne side. I reckon this guy's going great guns.
I'd love to see him play a full season. Again, this year's had injuries and it's been probably the Giants' Achilles heel this whole year. They've never had continuity with their team because when you see performances like this, performances which they delivered up against Brisbane when they kicked those 14 goals, they are still a bloody good side and are top 6, top 8 material.
I don't
But-
think they are.
Well, if they're beating teams like Fremantle and knocking off Brisbane the way they did on their day, they are, there's no doubt they're a top 6, top 8 side. Look, okay, here's a question for you. Is the Giants best better than the Bulldogs
Yeah.
at their best?
But I'd say it's roughly the same
I'd say better.
Melbourne?
No.
at the G.
Well, they beat
In Tassie.
Hold on. They gave you a whoopee up in Darwin.
Yeah, they
yes,
may
yeah.
have. We don't have a good run there though.
Again, like I'd say the Giants best could beat an Adelaide, for example.
Adelaide, possibly.
On their day, they can beat anyone because we've seen what they did in that quarter against Brisbane.
Oh, 100%.
So, when they're
It
up and about, they're
must be-
downhill skis.
It must be bloody frustrating for Adam Kingsley, though.
Yeah.
Like some of the games they've lost this year, and then you see performances like what they delivered at Monaco Oval on Saturday.
Mhm.
He's aged a lot, and no wonder why, because they're bipolar.
Yeah.
They're a bipolar team. I'd love to see the Giants make a late run and get into the wild card positions.
Would you actually love to see it, or you just
No,
set
I'm
the
good,
same?
mate.
I don't want
I'm good, mate.
to say. I don't want to see it.
No.
I'm
me
making
either.
Toby Green, so absolutely.
All right.
So just one more
No, go
thing.
on.
Side note I just want to mention again Luke Jackson. Is he now the best player in the competition?
Ooh.
Overtaking
No.
Bond.
No,
I'm not trying to poke and prod
you're
here.
being disrespectful here.
I'm not. I'm not.
Currently watching,
I'm not.
and we're
no.
about to get into it.
Bond has been
No,
the best player
The
in the
answer is no, because he's not the best player. and neither is Bond.
Hoogie.
Luke Jackson is the best player. He's the most dynamic player in the comp.
Okay.
He's definitely up there. He's top 5. He's a superstar. He is an absolute superstar, Luke Jackson. But then again, I was going to say,
no, you would take so many more players before Luke Jackson.
would you really?
Yes, I would. Butters, I'm chucking in there.
No.
Absolutely, you're chucking Butters in there.
Because Jackson's so unique
He can play anywhere.
compared to Butters.
Literally.
I completely understand that, but you can get role players to do those other roles that he's covering.
Throw Butters at full
I like
forward.
him as
What
a good player.
happens?
I think he's probably he should make All Australian. I'll put it that way. But he is not in that top echelon of players. He is nowhere near
Yeah,
Nick
I think he
Dacos.
is.
He's nowhere near.
He has
Boss.
more impact on the
nowhere
game than
near
Nick
Zach
Dacos
Butters.
does.
Oh.
No, I'm leaning to.
Colin would lose every game without Nick Dacos. Fremantle can win without Luke Jackson.
But how many games this year has Luke Jackson won off his own back? Like that Geelong game. That's one of the best individual games I've seen by a
because
player.
he can do a lot of roles.
That's
That's why we love him so much. But he's not that. He's nowhere near those.
Okay,
other
so
guys. I shouldn't say nowhere near because I'm talking All Australian. We're still talking about All Australian player here, but he is nowhere near the class of those other guys.
I'm gonna. disagree
What's
with
his
you.
disposal rate?
Efficiency.
When you get, disposal.
Oh,
'Cause that's what I want to get up.
my favorite statistic of all time.
I knew I was going to come to this.
What is it?
Yeah, keep talking. I'll find it.
Because when we talk about disposal efficiency, Saturday night, unbelievable.
I think Nick Dacos on
Yes.
Saturday, he was very good.
I think it was
Saturday
above
night.
80.
Tell you what,
Should we get to that?
Well, while Sam is doing that, Hayden Young once again.
Yeah,
an
another injury.
Oh, jeez.
Like, is this the little chink that they needed in the season to just reset themselves?
I think so. But it was an interesting point people have been making. If you look at the forwards who've gone on top of Fremantle's defense has been their one wood, even prior to this year. But it's those mid-sized, agile forwards. We saw Jack Gunston kick a bag against them, Stringer kick 7 against them. That might just be watch this space. And this is why I think Brisbane, because they've got so many of them, I think Brisbane could get hold of Fremantle.
Just try to sneak a peek of this.
It's not a good colour.
No, this isn't Luke Jackson. So Luke Jackson's disposal efficiency is 69%.
Is that
for the season?
So that's below average.
No, that is average.
Oh, that is
69
average.
is
Okay.
average. Nick Dacos 68.
That's below average.
Correct.
But they're different roles. And when you get the ball
How is it
40
different roles?
times,
Luke Jackson's a ruck. He's an on baller.
yeah, so like
So is Nick Dacos.
His role
He's more efficient than Nick Dacos.
they're different roles and they do different things. And
But
Nick
a ruck
Dacos-
would be more inefficient than an on baller.
not necessarily, because they don't necessarily always go for the kick through the corridor.
How many goals are they got each,
they
actually?
quite often give the hands out to the back to give it to the runners off the half back line. They quite often will take a big grab on the 50-meter line and then someone running through, or short chip it to someone who they know is a lot more accurate.
Nick Dacos
So-
has 0 hitouts. Luke Jackson has hitouts.
It's a good stat to compare.
Hang on, where are we at?
Pissing me off even more.
Let's talk about the Gold Coast Collingwood game. There's a lot to talk about.
There is.
A lot to talk
True.
about.
We shouldn't waste time on that.
I'm not going to poke and prod anymore.
Gold Coast.
Well, the guys. What's he? Go to the score.
Gold Coast 15 goals, 898. To Collingwood 15 goals, 1,404. As a Collingwood supporter, I've got to say the fact that Collingwood cared so much about this game is what I absolutely loved.
Why?
And no more. Because it's that time of the season where you need to just get these wins over teams where they're very close to you on the ladder.
It was an 8-point game.
That's right.
Yep.
And while I felt in control as Collingwood, it just felt like at times Gold Coast just kept coming.
Yeah.
And Collingwood might have kicked 2 or 3 in a row after really, really hard work of 10 minutes of dominance. But then Gold Coast could kick 2 within like 2 minutes and change the game and momentum swing back in Gold Coast favour. So that's where I think the game was won and lost. Collingwood was able to hold pressure for longer.
Oh, and they out-tackled. Got the tackling of Collingwood. Braden Maynard, of course, was in the news for all the wrong reasons with the umpire contact. His ferocious tackle in the second half. This is a guy who's got a busted shoulder.
Yep, and a bruised rib.
Yeah,
He did say
right.
broken rib at the end of the game.
Yeah, it's a bit of exaggeration.
I mean, if it's bruised, you don't know
Yeah.
how damaged.
I tell you what, you talked about lip reading before. It was pretty obvious what he was saying to Ben Long prior to half time.
Oh, look, we were talking about it prior to coming on air with the owner of the Keys here, and Tommy, and I completely agree with what Tommy said. So, Tommy, if you're listening in, I'm going to steal your words because you said it perfectly. Braden Maynard came running into that contest with eyes purely for Ben Long and hit an umpire on the way. He does deserve weeks. And that's coming from a Collingwood supporter. Braden Maynard, look, I know I'm a former umpire there, so I do have a lot of bias towards the umpires too, but you cannot lay hands on an umpire. This is just, please let me finish.
Yeah, go. Yep.
This is, I sit back and watch the World Cup and how referees are treated there and how players get in their personal space and touch them and physically touch them on the shoulder and say, you can't give me a red card. You can't give me a red card. One of the good things about our game for so long is that we do protect our umpires, or at least we try our best to, and that there are rules around it that we just don't touch umpires. And who cares if he was going for Ben Long? It doesn't matter. You've come steaming into a contest to try and hit another bloke. Oh, sorry, the umpire was just in my way. No, you've made a mistake. So you deserve weeks, Braden Maynard. I'm sorry, but I'm glad he's off. As a Collingwood supporter, there's my little biasness, but he deserved weeks.
Well,
if I'm taking a non-biased point of view,
no
he deserved weeks.
wonder why the Umpires Association are getting fed up with the AFL, because the
Yeah, I
AFL aren't
agree.
protecting him because, of course,
I
the
agree.
whole Zach Butters incident,
Yep.
calling the umpire a cheat.
Yep.
And they pretty much backed Butters' case, not the umpire's case.
Yep.
And this is another example where, really, considering Toby Green all those years ago got 6 weeks, a different incident for umpire contact.
Yep.
But for Maynard and Miller only to get a fine.
Yeah.
I
agree.
I also agree that I think that was weak.
Yeah, it was. We should be protecting our umpires. The impact that this now has on lower grade umpires at local level is so much more than you think. So much more. Because players now believe that they could possibly put an arm on the umpire and say, oh, sorry, it was a mistake. Whereas there was this whole, I guess, aura around umpires where you just can't touch them, and that's fair enough. And players had that in the back of their mind. Now this just sends wrong signals to everyone. It also sends wrong signals to junior players that you can just go charging into a pack of a melee and aim for a bloke and not even get any weeks for it. Not that he made contact, but I mean, he really wanted to. I mean, he wanted to kill him.
100%.
You know what I mean?
I'm going to be a bit controversial here.
Here we go.
And I do have a bit of a backing to it. I'm not all for a biff and a bit of a scuffle.
Oh, it's great. It's great viewing.
There
People
is
love it.
a spot
not me.
for it in the game.
Well, are we talking about the melee?
Is it a melee? It's a bunch of blokes pulling and tugging on each other's jumpers.
$40,000 worth of fines. The AFL
that's-
dished out.
This is the thing, though. Like, it's not about what happens in our game. It's the repercussions it has on lower levels.
I understand that, but I mentioned to you boys the other night. I was at a pub the other night for dinner. We were sitting near the kids' room. There were 2 boys, friends, going at it, just having a little scuffle. What's the difference?
Yeah, exactly. I don't like that.
It's the
Kids
I'm
shouldn't
sorry,
be having a
boys.
scuffle.
Boys, I don't want to say it. Boys will be boys. Boys like to be physical.
Yeah, no, I don't get that. It was never me. I didn't like touching other people.
You and James,
still
you and
don't.
your brother never got into a bit of.
Oh, we did, but that was more
I know
on his
I know your
end.
nephews are watching, so you don't want to go into too much detail.
Let's not go into detail. now.
So
Get me fired up about different things here.
I don't see. I think everyone's not exaggerating. I think they're looking too much into it. Yeah, sure, you find the players, whatever.
Well, the melee or the. Well,
Right.
it's only fines if you want to look at it that way. No one got weeks.
No, I
out of
get
the
that, but
melee,
like,
so-
is it worth fines?
Yeah,
Because guess what? Everyone's talking about it.
$1,500.
Everyone enjoyed it. Everyone loved watching it.
I think what comes out of it, and what maybe I enjoy more rather than just watching the actual melee, is the passion that followed after that, because it made Maynard care about.
Oh,
the
his
match.
second half was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I loved that afterwards.
And that's why it's a thing in hockey as well.
but
it changes momentum. You let them. Okay, boys, get out of your system. All right, let's play some footy.
But there's-
we
there's
can't
co-
have kids scuffling on a Sunday.
They're going to
morning.
scuffle though.
Well,
Boys will be boys.
We can be better.
Boys will not be better.
No, they
Especially
will.
boys.
They will because their heroes are not doing it.
No, when in the heat of the moment, young boys are not looking. Oh, what would Nick Dacos? Oh no, Nick Dacos wouldn't touch him. I'm not going to touch him. They're not going to think like
would.
that.
No,
No,
absolutely.
they do not.
They look up to they're some boys
In the heat of the moment, they don't think.
Testosterone does a lot of things
Exactly.
to the mind.
I don't know. Like if your hero was someone who didn't do those sorts of things and was a fair player and all that, you want to emulate those.
Nah, in the heat of the moment, not going to happen. My thoughts.
Gold Coast 6 losses in a row. Is that them done?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can put a fork in them.
Yep.
Collingwood.
Well, it's 3 in a row, 3 wins in
Put
a
a
row.
fork in them as well.
No, we're in the top 10.
Yeah, and you've got
Pushing for top 8.
2 winnable games against again teams in that same bracket, going for the wild card positions in North Melbourne and Carlton. You've got a pretty hard run after that, so you probably do want to win these next 2 games.
Yeah. I do want to talk about one player in particular for Collingwood because I know we spent a lot of time there just on Maynard. Tim Membry. He's had a couple of good games in a row here. And he's just showing his worth for Collingwood. Yep, go on.
I don't see the problem with Tim Membry.
Me either.
You two always say, "No, Tim." I think he's a good player. He's all right.
He competes.
Is he? If you had to choose out of McStay and Membry, you go Membry.
I'd go Membry.
Well,
because McStay was okay.
McStay
on
can go into
Saturday.
the ruck.
Yeah, that's true.
So it all of a sudden makes him slightly more important because he can go into the ruck. And
Fair
you
enough.
know my thing on big men. You don't need like out and out superstar big men. You just need guys who can compete.
Yeah.
And then have good players around them. So yeah.
What's happened to Matt Rao? He looks like a guy who this is a Brownlow medalist from
Shell
last
of
year.
his past.
And I know he had the injury interrupted start to the season with the injury copped in the State of Origin game.
Well, was he?
But
was
he's not clean.
Was he?
He fumbles.
playing-
He fumbles heaps now.
Was he playing his normal ball winning role? Because I saw him on Nick Dacos at times, and I sort of thought, is that a shutdown role because he's competitive animal? Was he a go with Nick Dacos, get as many possessions, make him accountable type role? I was trying to work that out.
He's just having no impact. It's complete chalk and cheese for what we saw last year.
Has their change up in the midfield stuffed him around?
Possibly. But I honestly think the injuries that he had at the start of the year has really made his performance go backwards this year.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the other Saturday night game. It was go on.
Nick Dacos and Luke Jackson. They're 19 goals apiece.
Ooh.
Just not a bad year for Nicky D.
That's
That's not bad for a ruck.
no, but he also can play out forward.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what makes him such a good player. I'm not saying
Luke
he's
Jackson,
a bad
yes.
player. Yes, that's what I mean. That's what makes him a good player, and that's what makes him all Australian, not necessarily in the top echelon of those guys.
2 words. Disposal efficiency.
Oh, he
Anyway, next game.
overrated stat.
Oh!
Depending on your role. Dependent on your role.
Both midfielders.
Move on,
Anyway,
move
next
on.
game. Next game.
He's not a midfielder. All right, Richmond Carlton. Like I said, you can take a big grab and give it off with your hands. Nick Dacos goes for the kicks through the middle of the ground.
It's because he can't take a contested mark.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
All right. If you had them lined up in the schoolyard,
Luke Jackson because he's taller and a bully.
I'm going my captain, my superstar.
Well, no, if you're in a schoolyard and you're picking your
Like
team, you're the captain.
Yeah, that's true. Nick Dacos is picking.
Anyway,
everything.
next game,
Move
please,
on.
Peter.
Next game. Come on.
Anyway. All right. Richmond and Carlton, 10 goals, 12. Richmond 72 to Carlton, 10 goals, 14, 74. You got close in the end there, Hookie. You stayed with them the whole game.
Oh, the first quarter we played some beautiful football with 3 goals up at quarter time in the new sleeve jumper.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I know a lot of people liked it with the fluoro yellow numbers and the sash being replaced by just yellow outline, but no, I'm not a fan of it. Not a fan of it at all. But this game, look, Richmond started brilliantly. Good to see Tom Lynch back, even though he had no impact. And once again, like the earlier game in the season against Carlton, had some big shots on goal, didn't convert any. I think he ends up being 2 points and 2 on the full.
1 point.
1 point and then a couple on the full as well. But he makes a difference. He definitely straightens up Richmond. There's no doubt about it. Look, Carlton, it's interesting in this 7-game winning streak they've got now. The 2 games that have had the most trouble are the games we've been expected to win. Essendon, we only got through by 5 points, and then this game on Saturday night, they won by 2 points. And that last minute, boy, oh boy, talk about umpiring. Oh boy. Like the rush behind, that was very controversial with Nick Haynes conceding the rush behind and the umpire paying insufficient attempt. And then in that last minute where Carlton were desperately holding on, I reckon there's at least 2 or 3 free kicks he could have picked out. One for a clear push in the back on Nank by Pitane, and then that holding the ball. Ben Ainsworth, he knew exactly what he was doing. He had prior opportunity. He ran straight into the Richmond tackle. That should have been holding the ball. Steph Campbell would have had a shot on goal on the siren. It would have been Jake Lloyd 2016 all over again.
Why aren't you calling out his bias
About what?
about the umpiring?
It was there.
I'll be honest.
Oh, are you disagreeing with me with this one? that holding the ball decision.
I'm not gonna.
That's there.
I'm not gonna say I haven't watched them again. I need to watch them again.
I'll be honest. I haven't watched them.
Yeah.
I was watching at the time. I didn't in my living room. I didn't think there was anything too bad wrong with the end
holding the ball
of that game.
I've seen them being paid. But look, Richmond playing better football the last couple of weeks. They've been more bold with their ball movement, which is great. Again, the turnovers hurt them. And it did hurt them, particularly in the second and third quarters where Carlton got on top. Tell you what, Patrick Cripps, at the moment, Nick Dacre's favourite the Brownlow medal, but
He'd be close.
this run of form, Pat Cripps is...
He won't be close, but he's on a good run.
Yeah, but we know the umpires love him. He'll get votes in games again.
They do, yeah, true.
I know they've got the stats this year compared to previous years, but his run of form, particularly in this streak that Carlton have had, he'll be higher up the leaderboard than what I think a lot of people would have originally thought.
He'll be coming with a charge right now.
Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely agree. Do we see Carlton? I know they're currently 10th. Do we see them finishing in the wild card position?
They can. Well, when you look at the teams below them, who's jumping them? North?
No.
St Kilda?
No.
Oh,
I'm going no.
they've got a soft draw. but probably not.
GWS?
They're the
Possibly.
one. They're the one.
I agree with that. They're the one. We thought Gold Coast before this run of losses.
Nah, I think the damage is too big now.
And you would say Port with an extreme outside chance could catch, but I highly doubt.
Where are Footscray?
Well, they're in the top 10. They're currently sitting 8th.
Gettable.
Yeah.
Well, look,
I
I
reckon
think
they could be the one that drops out.
this,
to left.
this Hawthorn game,
So
GWS
Carlton
and
actually
Carlton in.
stays in,
Yeah.
and GWS
Yeah,
jumps in with
I
the
think
rest.
so.
well, the Bulldogs missing it.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised.
The Hawthorn game is now big because this is a serious test. Like if you go through their wins in this 7-game period, other than Geelong and the Bulldogs, so they've knocked off 2 teams in the top 8. The rest have been teams you expect them to win. Now they've got a serious opportunity. It's a Hawthorn side who are wounded, banged up after what we saw in Tasmania. I tell you what, if they do win, make it 8 in a row. I know they've got your boys in a fortnight. That would be massive, that game in a fortnight's time, if they can pull off a win this week.
It's going to be massive, and someone put his birthday on that night that I am attending. I'm doing the right thing.
Thank you, mate.
Is there a TV there?
No, I doubt it.
South Bay?
No, not at Soho, no.
Could have picked a place with a TV, couldn't you?
It's not about you, mate.
Sometimes it is, though.
No, yeah.
so you-
sometimes he says, righto, mate.
Gee, that's
I'm going to the dinner.
is that Carita to say,
Peter.
is that
No,
a wife-inflicted decision?
No, it's the right thing to do.
No,
Decision.
I don't think
I say that with a heavy heart, though.
I don't think you've.
Not that's what I want to do. That's the right thing to do.
No, I want to. No. What you could have done. Put your dinner at 6 o'clock so I could catch the second half.
No.
That would have been the nicer thing to do. Is
No.
to take everyone into account.
No. Oh. Sorry, next year I'll think of you for my birthday.
I'll think of you for mine.
In
Hey,
September.
Melbourne could be. Yeah, Melbourne could be.
Yeah, I'm like, if we're making finals and playing that night, I'm not going to your birthday.
Exactly. I'm going to Collingwood Cup. That's me, my free pass. Here we go. That's my free pass. All right, we move on to the next game. Essendon take on St Kilda. 7 goals, 850 to St Kilda. 17 goals, 1,517. Essendon.
Shizen game.
Just when we thought they were bad,
So bad.
they are really bad.
28 losses in their last 29 games.
How did we lose?
I don't know how you're the only team that couldn't beat them at Gather Round. But this game was embarrassing. The ease in which St Kilda, particularly in the first half, were able to score. The second half was a joke of a game.
What's that? 8 goals in the second quarter to 2?
Yep.
One, sorry.
And then if you look at the stats, you got two players at over 40. Wanganeen Malira had 46. That's 2 games back to back with 40 plus. Brad Hill had a career best, I think at 42. And even young Max Shaw, he had 25 up to half time. It was an absolute procession. And what's embarrassing, and I was speaking to Essendon fans saying, can you sack an interim coach? They've gone backwards.
Yeah.
They've gone backwards since
This is
sacking
what I
Brad
was
Scott.
saying. Like, you cannot, Essendon supporters get so far ahead of themselves. So far
I
ahead
don't
of
think they are
themselves.
now. I think
I don't think they are now.
I
They
think
know
they've
now.
reached.
They're in their place.
They know
They've
now.
plunged to the
But
depths of
this was the
depression.
thing. They all wanted Brad Scott out. And it's like, how can you ask Brad Scott to do anything with that list? It's a poor list.
You know what? The more
There is no future in that list.
Caddy's very,
but
very
it-
good.
when you
Is
say
he staying
future-
though?
Well, if this
You wouldn't.
continues,
I mean, you'd be
Why would you?
exactly.
Why would you?
Exactly. So when you say future in that list, you've got to at least be able to rattle off 5 players that within 3 years' time will be B+ to A grade
Oh,
players.
Nate Caddy.
Caddy, Archie Roberts.
Yeah, okay.
He's
So-
out injured with a shoulder. So Kako's regressed from last year.
he should be studied.
I'm trying to think who else.
Zach Merritt.
Oh, Zach,
Well,
he's
he
going.
continues as a B pluser.
He's going to Hawthorn next year. That's
Yeah.
nearly done deal.
The list is
Durham.
Durham. Yeah, I'd say Durham. I think he's
Farrow.
A B plus,
Farrow's
though.
playing
Farrow.
well.
He's
not gonna
been
be an A
good. I think
plus,
Roby's got the
Dersma.
No,
This
Durs-
isn't.
Dersma, no.
No?
The older Dersma, no.
Sorry. Yeah.
Roby's, I think, got the quality to be a good player.
They keep talking about that, but Roby just reminds me of all these young Essendon players that all the supporters talk up. When we go through Jones, Cox, Reed.
Perkins, yeah.
I kept getting told about these guys. I'm like, yeah, they look okay. That's Roby. Yeah, he looks okay.
You know what? The more
But he
Beltons,
looks okay in a crappy team.
I'm gonna clip that one noise you just made.
the more Beltons they cop, the more and more James Hurd's going to be the coach. I reckon. If this continues,
because you need someone that supporters will get behind.
Exactly right, and that is
sell
James Hurd.
memberships. Yeah, I agree with that.
So I think
it's a wrong call though.
well, it depends. Do we know? Because unlike Carlton, who we know at the moment who's their shortlist, have the Bombers announced their shortlist
No.
for their coaching process?
I did see they posted a list of 10 possible coaches.
Did they?
It's not a short list, but yeah, I didn't
Was
read
it
it.
was Longmire-
posting that?
I
or-
didn't read it. I just saw they posted a list of 10 possible people.
And I'm not going back to Richmond. Here's the theory that if Ken Hinkley becomes the Richmond coach or the mentor to Adam Uze, Zach Butters comes with him. Jay Clark wrote the Herald Sun chief writer.
Why-
He wrote
why-
that.
why does Adam Uze need a mentor?
Well, he's won 9 games out of 64
He has had a pretty average run at.
of injuries.
solid
yeah,
team,
I
you
agree
know?
with that. I do understand.
I think
that.
that's a bit of an over exaggeration.
But next year he needs at least 8.
How have you
8
managed
wins.
to work the Richmond into?
No, just
the
doing
same way
coaches.
you work Collingwood
Yeah,
in,
exactly.
friends.
Yeah.
I always have some sort of link.
Just
Where's the
throw a
link
link
there?
there.
That's a great link.
Oh, new coach. Wow.
New coach. Oh, I can start talking about Richmond.
Ken Hinkley, Zach Butters. Yeah, you look sexy in Richmond.
If we okay, so James Hurd, the supporters will get behind.
Yep.
Who else would they get behind? Because I reckon a Ken Hinkley, he's pretty strong media presence.
Or a Longmire.
Longmire, they're probably about the only two.
Yeah, look,
I don't think anyone
as
else.
an untried coach, it's probably not a place you want to be going to.
No.
Even there's some good untried coaches out there like Jaron Syracuse and Corey Enright and James Kelly, but yeah, I don't think it's a place you want to be starting your AFL coaching career.
I heard I got told an analogy this week by a fan of ours, actually, through someone at my work. James Hurd is it's like an old shoe that you're really comfortable and familiar with, but they're starting to become, a bit weathered, a bit old, a bit stale. You go for a new shoe. You say, oh, these new shoes are ripping. It's comfy. She's doesn't got any holes in it. Then one day I'm going to go back to that old shoe and it's just a piece of shit. Could that be what happens with James Hurd?
I think it's exactly what's going to happen. The list is not good enough, and you need because I think also those Essendon supporters that will back and will expect instant results.
No,
too.
I don't think they will.
You don't
I
reckon?
don't think they will. I think they'll be more patient with Hurdy compared to any other coach. And look, did you see the footage of Kevin Sheedy telling Essendon supporters? No,
Yes.
Essendon supporters were leaving.
Yeah, yeah.
And Kevin Sheedy told him, "Sit down."
That
boys."
is awesome. I love that. I think that's really good.
And Oregon, that's the impact that James Hurd can have.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just thinking out loud here because a very, very similar thing happened to Collingwood back in there.
Oh, here we
Wait,
go. Oh,
No.
no. Broke Richard back in. Here we go.
No, because Eddie Maguire said in the early 2000s, Collingwood was shit in the late 90s.
Yep.
We were so bad.
Yep.
And Eddie Maguire, when he became president, he said, I got Malthouse in because I knew that it would give me 3 runs at getting everything else right behind the scenes. Because the supporters would be behind him for 3 years. And he goes, I had that in the back of my mind that give me 3 years to get all the systems in place behind, and then we can, start going for a premiership. I'm seeing Essendon. That's what they need to do. Is James Hurd that Mick Malthouse?
Yep.
I've mentioned it before. Melbourne did the same thing with Brad Green on the board and Uzo coming in as assistant manager. Assistant coach. I think you need to have some sort of roots to the old.
Yep.
And the new.
Maybe
Interesting.
Next game,
All
last
right.
game. Your boys, North Melbourne, are cooked.
What do you mean? They're just outside the top 10, mate.
No, we said
They're sitting 11th.
This is a game.
We said last
This
week
is a
North have to
game
win
they
3
should
games.
win.
The next 3 games, they've blown it on number 1. They're stuffed.
No, it's three out of the next 5, I think it was.
No, I said all 3.
They were in this game up until the last quarter.
That's not a win.
But that last was
It's a win away from home
No,
for a team
no,
that's
it's
developing,
not.
that's turning a page.
no,
They're not
it's
turning a
not.
page.
They are.
No pages
They had
turned.
2 inside 50s
I'm
that last
buying a
quarter.
book, gluing the pages
I'm going to
shut.
make a huge call. I'm going to make a huge
Go.
call.
Oh, you're a go
Yeah,
on.
go.
I don't know if I should go with it.
Yeah, you got to do it now. You can't dare say, "Oh, I'm going to make a huge call."
You
then
can't get me semi-hard
Say
and not
it.
follow through.
go. Say it.
North Melbourne will be a better team than Hawthorn by this time next year.
Ah!
No, absolutely not.
I'm going to say it. I'm saying it. They'll be a better team.
North Melbourne have
Get
won
off
13
yourself.
games the last 2 years.
It doesn't matter.
8 of them have been against
It doesn't matter.
Richmond, West Coast.
Actually, no. But give me an out so long as Wardlaw stays fit for
You can't.
90%.
Ah,
90%.
Well, how about if Nick Watson does an ACL in the next couple of weeks?
Correct.
Aren't they a premiership threat?
No.
no, not
We've
anymore.
never said they're a
No.
premiership
You
threat.
have.
No,
They're top 4. That means they're a premiership threat.
not at all.
They're in the rung below Brisbane, Fremantle.
Not preseason
Since-
for you boys. You had them top notch.
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
You might have.
I had Gold Coast
Oh,
at top if you want to know.
But you had Gold Coast top. Where are they going at the
I
moment?
did.
Yeah.
I did.
But no.
I did have Fremantle up there as well.
Yeah, that last quarter.
You're so weird.
You're
You're just
I'm saying it.
you're
I'm
just
saying it.
strange.
with the
North
game
Melbourne-
on the line, North
Look at their
Melbourne
list.
stuffed up.
Their list is
they
great.
should be better with the list they
No,
have.
they're just.
No, they're not. They're not turning a
cooking.
page. No, they're not.
cooking. They're not.
They're not
cooked yet.
cooking.
Will you be going for North Melbourne next Friday night against Collingwood, just so
No,
you can prove a point?
But I like watching a lot of their players.
Well, I tell you what, George Wardlaw unfortunately did his hammy
And that's-
right at the end,
That's what I mean.
which is a blow.
He's like the number 1 player that they need to get right.
Because look at Harry Sheasel. He had a big game numbers wise, but he has no impact. Those
Mm.
numbers are nothing compared to other top midfielders in the comp. I don't think Harry Sheasel does enough damage compared to the other top midfielders.
Yeah, not enough damage. He gets a lot of touches.
He does get a lot of touch. Yeah, I know who your fantasy team. Absolutely, you're up.
He's
and
my
about.
captain all week in, week out.
But Nick Larkey, another game where he just had no impact. Like,
You know, if he got more touches, his disposal efficiency would go down. No, sorry, if he tried to do more damage, not more touches. Sorry, if he wanted to do more damage, his disposal efficiency would probably go down with that.
Is that a positive or a negative for disposal efficiency? Because you contribute into a
I don't
score.
know. I don't know, to be honest.
But I tell you what, Port Adelaide, Jack Rewalt made a very interesting point.
Overrated stat.
Jack Rewalt reckons Josh Carr's in the top 3 coaches this year.
Yeah, I'm throwing that out there. I reckon top 3. I wouldn't go number 1.
You know they haven't conceded over 100 points, or they've only conceded over 100 points once.
Yep.
For a team that's bottom 6.
And
That's
they've
remarkable.
been in a lot of games.
Oh,
Yeah,
they should be. If you look at the fortunes of the Dogs in close games compared to Port Adelaide, if you flip that around, Port should be the team in the top 8,
Yeah.
not the
Yeah,
Dogs.
agreed.
A good win for them. They've won back-to-back games out at home, and Josh Carr's doing a lot of things
I guess the
right.
thing is next year, because you look to, are they a developing team? Where are they actually at? Where's their list at? If they lose Zach Butters, they lose a lot.
They get Connor Rosie back, who's been out all year.
He's no Butters.
He's
though.
no Butters. No, Butters would be a massive, massive blow. If you look at that midfield, other than Jason Horn-Francis, who else is really going to step up and take the Butters role?
Mhm.
There's not much there on that list.
All right, boys, let's get to our tips for next week.
It's gotta be
And
better this
we've
week.
We've got an absolute ripper on Thursday night. Looking forward to this one. Fremantle take on Sydney over at Optus Stadium.
Oh, yeah,
You got to go
Freo.
Freo. You got to go Freo, but it should be a ripper. Collingwood take on North at Marvel.
North, because they've turned multiple pages.
Yes, you're going for
Every
North
week
Melbourne.
they turn a new page.
No, Pies comfortably.
Yeah. So
North are cooked.
I'm not going to go comfortable. Nah.
they'll give them a nudge for
Pete,
3/4 of the
we don't
game,
play-
then you guys will.
Pete, I'll bring
We
a
don't
Coke
play
to
well.
you if the Pies don't win by at least 6 goals
You
plus.
should bring a Coke to me. I bring you one every week. It should
Hey,
be your turn.
I've offered, but you like, no, it's all right. It's all right. So I'll do it if I reckon the Pies win this by 6 goals plus.
You owe me a beer tomorrow night at the sports club for all the cokes. How's that? I'm just trying to.
I'm
get
sorry.
I'm just
What?
trying to get a free beer out of it. No. Look, I'm tipping Collingwood, but I think it'll be under 25 points.
I reckon you'll be singing "Join in the chorus" once North wins. That's how invested you are with North Melbourne.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, Collingwood. St Kilda and Port Adelaide.
This could go either way.
Ooh.
I
where
agree. I agree. At Marvel.
Marvel, yeah.
Saints.
I'm
Just
going
do it at Marvel.
Saints. Yeah, me too.
Going Saints.
A pork
just
and
agree.
challenger, no doubt
Yeah.
about it.
I'm going Saints, but not safely. We got GWS and Geelong.
Ooh.
Yeah, GWS.
And Giants have beaten Geelong, not just in Sydney, but they've knocked off Geelong quite a few times at GMHBA Stadium as well. I think Geelong are their bunnies. So,
it's another scalp that they can add to if they don't make finals. They could say, "Oh, at least we beat these teams along the
but
way."
I just don't trust them.
No, I don't trust them either.
Oh,
That's a hard tip.
the Jeremy Cameron availability might dictate who I tip.
Yeah, fair. Geelong's favourites $1.59 to $2.37.
I don't want to tip GWS because they stuffed me up with my Palmer last week. At the same time, I want to tip GWS. I'm going GWS.
I think I'm going GWS too.
Again, Jeremy Cameron.
Jake
selection.
Stringer, 8 goals.
8. Go one better than this week.
7.
All right. And again, like Fremantle, Geelong don't have a good record against those agile small forwards. So maybe.
Here's another one, boys.
Mm.
Carlton Hawthorn.
That's a classic Saturday night game at the
Oh my
MCG.
God.
They've scheduled that very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going Hawthorn. They'll respond. Actually, is who
comes
Well,
back?
Nick
Yeah.
Watts is back in. Amon and Impey
yeah,
and Wendell's still got another week suspended.
Barras was he?
Battle.
No, Battle.
Well,
Battle's
Battle's he's out for another week.
He's out another week. Without Battle, I think that's more important than a couple that you mentioned.
Amon
I
and
mean, they
Impey.
do need a bit of runoff halfback, but if they get one or two of those,
I'm going
then-
Carlton.
Ooh. Carlton weren't that
At
impressive.
this point, until I see the teams, I'm going Carlton too.
Mm.
Until I see the teams.
Carlton weren't that impressive on Saturday night. Maybe
True.
the Fraser Magic's just starting to wear off. I'm going Hawthorn to respond because they need to. They
Mm.
lose
I don't
this.
think they will. I reckon
It
this will
depends on
be
their team.
the start of their
Depends.
not downfall, but yeah, I think pending team. I'm going
Yeah.
Carlton.
Pending team, I'm going Carlton. That's a good way to put it. Adelaide and a Gold Coast.
Adelaide.
at home. Bulldogs and West Coast at Marvel.
This is the Bulldogs mulligan game.
Could
Did
be.
West Coast beat them when they had all their players and had half a squad because of COVID? Or was that against you guys? They beat you at Marvel when they had a COVID team, pretty much.
I know West Coast beat
Not sure.
Footscray a couple of years back in the last game to see if Bulldogs would get the
That's
8.
right, they did so.
That was
West Coast
2
get
years ago.
Close in the last time they played.
Yeah.
Wasn't it earlier in the season?
Yeah.
They didn't
West
beat
Coast,
them, did they?
West Coast have
No.
played a lot at Marvel this year.
Yeah.
They're getting better, West Coast, but sure, the Dogs.
I'm going Doggies.
too
though.
much to
Have to
play
tip
for. They can't lose.
Have to tip the Dogs. Melbourne and Richmond.
It's Penrite round for Melbourne fans out there.
Yeah,
Melbourne.
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 You got close to Carlton.
We did.
Huh?
And we're going to bet also Richmond had a 20-point head start.
15. 15.
15. Oh.
You said 18, then you went to 20. Then I said, no, mate, 15.
Okay,
you said,
well,
okay,
I'll
15.
go 15. Richmond are improving, which is important.
And they've hidden this game perfectly on a Sunday night.
It's 'cause no one's
Brisbane
gonna
and
watch it.
Essendon.
At the Gabba.
It's going to be
I
a
want to see-
flogging.
like, unlike Melbourne, I want to see a team flog a team for 4 quarters, not a half.
Yeah.
Like, not like St Kilda last week, not like your boys last week. I want to see a big 130-point massacre.
Like,
Come on, Brisbane, do it.
The
Doable.
you never sort of want to see it.
No,
in
you
the
do want to see
AFL.
it.
It's a
But
car crash.
Because it's Essendon, and you know that like they've got enough support to
No, I don't care.
No, because you never want a Fitzroy situation where they, just get belted every week. And,
Yeah, but we haven't,
eventually have
we seen a big massacre this year? Just trying to go.
Well, I mean, it could have been. Melbourne could have.
Yeah, it could have been, but it wasn't. That's
No,
what
I
I mean.
know,
I want to see a
that's-
4-quarter absolute pounding.
Probably
No, not really.
20 goals plus.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see it. Just trying to be non-biased out there. Brisbane is the tip in that one. All right, we're moving on to the World Cup, boys.
Yes, just quickly though, one comment from a long-time fan, Jeff Devison. Apologies, out tonight chasing a funny-shaped ball. He was late to the party.
A funny shaped ball.
He possibly was umpiring. Possibly, because I know
Maybe
That's
On a
it.
Tuesday night?
that's how I know him.
maybe
I don't know.
playing touch rugby seniors.
He was a tennis player in his day.
Well, that's
That's
a-
not a
that's not
funny shaped ball,
though.
mate.
That's only-
It's pretty round.
Oh, unless
remember
playing
him.
a shuttlecock, do we call that a funny shaped ball for badminton?
Yeah. It's not really a ball, though. It's a,
Yeah,
it's a
it's
shuttlecock.
shuttlecock.
So many ways that could go. So many ways.
Thank you, Jeff, for joining us, Jeff.
All right. Actually, talking about people who are joining us, like I said, my two nephews, I wanted to mention this at the top of the show, but I completely forgot. Two nephews are watching. I said over lunch with them, I said, so your uncle being on a podcast, does that get you like any street cred with your friends?
Did you say street cred?
Yeah, I did. First they go, what's street cred?
Oh, Pete.
Then second they go, and then I said, well,
No. What you should have said is, does it get me any clout?
what's that?
Same thing.
Street.
But it's
okay.
the young
That's the new
hip way to say it.
Radio.
Clout.
And then they said, no, it doesn't. I said, is it because everyone's got a podcast? And they're like, yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go on
back.
to the World Cup. World Cup. USA are finally out. We're all happy with that. aren't we?
4-1.
thank
How
God.
good is
And
that?
Donald Trump can't overturn it like he overturned the red card to the striker Balogun.
Was it Lukaku who got the last goal for him?
And the
And
celebration.
they did the celebration,
the
the
YMCA
Trump
celebration.
dance. So good.
Actually
It's
didn't
the
say
best.
that.
It was
That's
so
great.
good.
Oh, they got found out.
Yeah.
And Belgium, yeah, they were expected to win Belgium. I know USA performed very well throughout this whole tournament, but Belgium are a class above. And the game produced exactly what a lot of people thought.
Now, a lot of people would have woken up early for this game this morning. Hookie, you were
Oh, it's a
included in
stinking
that.
game.
I watched patches of it, but then I'm just like, this is, like you said, it's not really going anywhere. Spain ended up beating Portugal 1-0. Cristiano Ronaldo is out of the World Cup.
And probably done
For good.
for his
See you later.
international career. It'll be interesting to see if he decides to continue playing club football in Saudi Arabia, because of course
Ange
his new
Postecoglou.
coach is Ange Postecoglou for Al Nassr. But considering he's probably now going to finish up in terms of his Portugal career, is there any purpose of him playing club football, even though there's a lot of money in
A lot of money.
Saudi Arabia? But
Surely he's at the
Yeah,
point where he can say,
I
you
think
know
he's
what?
well off.
I'm going to
I'm
take a
okay.
sit. I'm going to sit back for a little bit.
I think he's all right. But look, this game,
Okay.
for the promise. Was that meant to be is it
I think it was like a Mario.
An Italian.
Italian.
The video. Well, I guess
We're
it
talking
is
pasta and Nando's, mate.
But it'd be interesting to see. Look, this game, for all the promise and the expectation, it did fall flat. And then Spain, first minute of injury time, the second half, Moreno scoring the goal, and Spain get through. And, they're probably the closest on that half of the draw. They're probably the closest challengers to France, as we speak.
A couple of games that didn't really fall flat was one of yours, Hookie. It was England and Mexico. That game
just
had
had-
absolutely.
The game had
all.
everything.
It really did. And
Especially with the Hurricanes.
Oh,
at the end of the
yeah,
game.
he could
With
speak.
his interview.
talking about the interviews and all that, one thing that pissed me off during this game was the commentary that was obviously coming through. No, SBS doesn't provide the
No,
commentary.
no.
But they had English commentators
All English.
commentating the English.
Oh, yeah.
Game.
You're going to.
I get that, but you've got to be non-biased. But when England went up
3-1.
3-1, they were saying,
It's sealed the deal.
yeah, we've sealed the deal now. And I'm just like, you made mention, you said in our chat, you said 30 minutes
10 men.
with 10 men.
No,
That's
they
not a
haven't.
sealed
No,
deal.
they have not sealed the deal.
No. So anyway, Hookie, you're
Oh,
an
look,
expert on this one.
the game had everything. The game, of course, was delayed now because of the thunderstorms. That brought it again, the hype and the attention to the game. England went up 2-0 within a minute. Jude Bellingham scoring 2 goals in a minute. And you thought, England are safe here. The Mexico's credit, this is a ground, the Azteca Stadium, where they've only lost twice in their history. They hadn't conceded a goal throughout the World Cup. They got a goal just before half time. And, that, again, raised the tension of the whole thing. And then when Kwanzaa got sent off, and it was a red card, in looking at it, yes, he got the ball, but you can't have your studs up like that. That is dangerous foul play. And did you know the referee is an Aussie? Was it not?
It was an A-League referee.
A-League referee.
No, but I don't think he's Aussie.
No, but he
No, but
refereed
he's
the A-League.
an A-League
in the
referee.
A-League,
Yeah.
But he did a bloody good job in such a
And
high
now
tension
he's
game.
in the Premier League.
Yes,
I think he is. Yeah. So he's managed to work his way up from the A-League, which is a tick to the A-League.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Which is a tick to the A-League that we can progress.
and I'm pretty sure
guys
the
through
two
system.
linesmen were also from the A-League as well.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that
So
one.
good to see Australia representation.
Well, they got a mention on the commentary.
Did they? Oh, there we go.
All right, we'll give them one tick there. Commentators. One tick.
But then, of course, England went up 3-1 with that penalty that Harry Kane converted to make it goal number 6 in the tournament. Mexico scored their own penalty, a penalty conceded by Harry Kane. Again, it was 50-50, but looking at the VAR, I think that was the right decision. Kane didn't get the ball when the ball was up in the air. And then England, to their credit, they parked the bus. They put on Dan Burn and Jared Spence, so they had 6 defenders on the pitch, and they held on. It's one of the biggest wins in England's history. The question is, can they back it up?
Is it coming home?
No, it's still not coming. France is, I'm telling you, and I've said this I haven't changed my line on this. France are that much better than everyone else in this competition. That, look, England should beat Norway. I know Norway did a great job beating Brazil 2-1. Erling Haaland, God, those two in the second half. Whew.
I'm throwing Norway and I'm throwing another team in who are going along pretty well and feel like they're building something and a bit of dark horses. I'm chucking Morocco in there.
They're playing well.
Well, they're playing France.
really well.
They are playing well. France in a quarterfinal. That's going to be a massive game.
I give them a chance. I mean, France going as favourites. I give Morocco a chance.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. It's just a team that finished, third in the World Cup 4 years ago.
That's right.
So they've got the credentials. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, that England-Norway game is going to be amazing. Argentina, well, look, we've still got 2 games left in the round of 16. Got Argentina tonight against Egypt. And of course, we'll talk about Egypt with what happened with our very own Socceroos. You think Argentina get up?
Mm-hmm.
They've got too much class against the Egyptian side that
2 a.m.
Yeah, I'm not going to wake up for this. I think this could get ugly. I think Argentina will be way too strong for Egypt. And
Talking about that, they struggled in their last game. Against
Cabo Verde.
I don't think they struggled. I think Cabo Verde was just unbelievably well.
Good was that equalising goal just before the end of normal time?
So I turned it on when you messaged us to say, "Hey guys, they're at 1-1 here."
Yeah.
And then they went to over extra time. That I saw that goal live. That was unbelievable.
It's close to the goal of the tournament.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
And then of course Colombia is the other game. Who are Colombia playing? Just escaped my
Colombia
mind.
are playing Switzerland. That's going to be.
I think again Colombia. I tell you what, if you want to wake up early for a quarterfinal, Argentina, Colombia, if that eventuates, 2 South American teams. We know South American teams don't have a liking for each other.
Extra space.
That will be extremely spicy, that quarterfinal. So, look, we've now reached the final 8 pretty much. I think all 8 teams have got credentials to do something in this tournament, but like I've been saying from day dot, France still clear-cut favourites.
I just want to say one thing before we move on about the World Cup. Is this the best World Cup we've ever seen?
It's up there.
It's. Well, I mean, I've never put this much attention into a World Cup, so I'm.
Do you think it's grabbing your attention because it has been so good?
Well, put it this way: my Saturday resulted in getting up early to watch the Socceroos play Egypt. I then persisted on and watced
Portugal, Croatia, which was a
Croatia.
Oh yeah.
Well, wow. Yeah. No, it's funny. As soon as they started showing Ronaldo's penalty, I was like, oh no, I jerried on. Anyway, no, but like my Saturday was the Socceroos game, backed up with the Cabo Verde Argentina game, and then I did actually watch a bit of the Colombia Ghana game as well. So my day was pretty much soccer, footy, soccer.
I tell you, the unfortunate thing is now all the games are pretty sure at 5 a.m., 6 a.m.
Yeah, it looks that way.
So no more
11 a.m.
11 a.m. games. Nah.
Yeah, which have been great. Being on school holidays.
We've got to talk Socceroos. Yep. Unfortunately, the exit in the penalty shootout to Egypt in the round of 32. It's fair to say the criticism for Tony Popovic's been quite high. What do we think, boys? What do we think?
For me, we got to remember where our place in this world game is.
But in saying that, we've got to change that narrative, though.
I agree. But our best athletes do not play this game.
No.
Our
Mm.
best athletes go to rugby, footy. I mean, I'm
Basketball.
putting basketball higher
Mm.
than them. I'm putting tennis.
Oh, it's sort
Maybe.
On par. Yep.
There is many sports in a very small nation compared to the rest of the world. Well, look, we do well on the sporting stage because we put a lot of time and effort and money into it. But they're a second tier sport, soccer in this country. I'm not saying that I love all sports. I'm not saying, there was a comment during the England game where the commentator said this is the best sport in the world. I'm like, hang on, fellas. Hang on, fellas. If you understand every sport, you love every sport, and you can't. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. Where we it's a second tier sport in this country.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
It's not
saying.
second tier.
It is
It's
third
it's
tier.
lower than that. Netball's above it.
Motorsport. If you look at the numbers that if you look
Well,
at the numbers that turn up
that's
to
true.
the V8s
Yeah.
and turn up to the Formula One,
Yeah.
compared to the
A-League.
A-League week in week out,
But in terms of participation in this country, it's still very high.
it's
Yeah.
high. But is that because we've got parents who want to get their kids involved in sport? Who I'm just thinking from a parent point of view here, right? I've got a kid. You want to get them social. You
What's
want to
his-
get them playing sport, being active
What's his
outside.
name? What's his name?
Little John,
John.
little Johnny.
Jojo.
And what's like, you're like, well, he's not exactly very sporty. I can't chuck him
Come
out.
on, John.
I can't chuck him out on an AFL field because he'll get mauled. All right. I'll put him into
Give him a
soccer
chance.
because it's a non-contact sport. You get plenty of possession, so the kids normally walk off happy because they get a touch of the ball.
Unless you're a goalie and you get scored on.
Yeah. But even then, you get to use your hands. I always saw that as an advantage as a kid.
You're not tall
You're
enough,
chucking
mate.
them into soccer. So I think that's why the participation levels are sort of skew-if.
Look, okay. Back to the Socceroos performance. This was a chance to win a knockout game, and they
Yeah.
blew it. And I'll tell you what, with the Asian Cup in 6 months' time, come on, Popovic, release their
No, we
handbrake.
can-
Let
we
the
can-
boys play.
We can do damage in that.
We can do that, but we should have done damage in this
Yeah,
game.
This is winnable.
The thing,
But we got to penalties.
No.
But-
Okay. I've been holding my tongue. I've been saving myself for tonight to talk about this.
go.
I think our World Cup run was a failure.
I think it was a failed tournament too. We only scored
I'm
twice.
saying it's on
We
par.
scored twice. We didn't even we didn't score a goal in this game.
Nope.
Yeah, but that was a scoring chance. Like the
It's-
ball in was a score.
We have zero offense.
That's why
Zero.
you put that ball there on purpose because you can just get
Oh, it's
any
very
deflection
sure.
off
It was a
Yeah,
great
okay,
ball.
sure. But if we
So I'm not.
if
calling-
that wasn't a known goal, we would not have scored. We would not gone to penalties.
Mhm.
And I blame Tony Popovic for that. One, the formation is defensively set. He's a coach that who doesn't want to lose rather than wanting to win.
I agree with that, but sometimes that's
It's-
what you need.
No, but I think we keep talking about this is the most talented squad since the golden
06.
generation.
Well, I think
Let the boys play if
I
that's
think
the case.
I think our next World Cup is where we should do the most damage since the 06.
Or Harrington
team.
will be more mature. He was played on a bum.
He was-
Eric
he-
Kunda. We could be talking
Yeah.
about having 3 or 4 Premier League players by
Mm.
that stage. So then we've got a team that can do something. Right now they're young, they're good, and we progress through the group stage. That is where Australian soccer is at.
by default, though.
no,
default.
I think we should be aiming higher.
I agree.
We should be aiming.
Because
I hope we are.
Round of 32. Well, you think about this. We've gone backwards from the last World Cup.
Well, we should be aiming higher. We should be top 16 minimum at the next World Cup. That's where we should be aiming.
That's a fair
and that's where we should be at.
target. Yeah.
Well, look, no, we need, the defense is solid. I've got no problems with that. We need a number 9. We need a proper striker. Irakunda is not the
Toure.
man. Well,
No, I agree with
Toure,
that.
Toure didn't play well.
he wasn't very
No.
good. I was very disappointed with his performance.
We don't even really have one coming through the A-League where I'd go,
No.
he's our man.
Call-
Because we saw Irakunda coming through. We're like, he's going to play Socceroos. We knew that when he was 17
Yeah.
at Adelaide United. A couple of these other fellas, Metcalf, I knew that from a long time ago. Jordan Boss, you didn't quite know that, but I knew that.
he's
that
good,
these
he's good at
guys-
claiming that one, isn't he?
that these guys would be Socceroos in the future. We don't see a striker who we could say that.
No. And we need a midfielder who can put that killer pass in. Like, the midfielders were very solid.
Yeah.
O'Neill and
I
Ocon
love O'Neill.
and Irvine, but they're not creative.
Metcalf's creative enough.
Hey, but
he
again,
consistent
he's not
enough?
really a central midfielder. He's more,
No, he's not
more of a
central.
winger.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, look, I think one, we want to see Popovic let the boys play with a little more freedom. Two, now of course the other big call that he made, Matt Ryan, and that don't tell me this was pre-planned, because
Oh no,
Matt
for me
Ryan,
it would have been.
well for Popovic it would have been, but
Yeah.
Beach had no idea about it.
Yeah, he
Matt
didn't know.
Ryan had no idea about it.
Post game, he got they interviewed
They-
Beach. And he goes,
he's-
they found out when you guys found out.
I'm gonna say I've watched Beach play for 3 seasons now.
Mm.
I've never seen him make a penalty save.
Mm.
So it didn't surprise me one little bit.
Well, it's interesting. Paul Izzo is the third keeper in the squad, and
Is he any good at penalties?
his record is very good
okay.
with penalties. But of course, if Matt Ryan being the captain, being the most experienced Socceroo,
Was Izzo even? He wouldn't have even been on the bench,
yeah, he was.
was he?
All the squads on the bench, all
Oh, are they?
26 of them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So,
Well, you're not going to put him in over Matt Ryan.
And-
If you're going to make that change, you're going to put Matt
yeah,
Ryan in.
well,
you
it was very interesting because a lot of people were saying, well, why were Egypt watching Real Madrid? Well, they're
Yeah.
watching Matt Ryan keeping
Yeah.
against Mbappe taking penalties
Yeah.
and all that. But Matt Ryan didn't get close to any of them.
No,
He
was
went
well off the
way
mark.
too early. I think the first penalty he got close to,
Mm.
but the rest,
No.
it didn't look like saving any of them.
You know what we need? We need another Volpato.
Yeah,
Because and he was very good. We need another good player, but we need another player, a striker who's got the double passport. That's what we need. Go searching the world for whoever's a striker that has an Australian.
There's got to be some
passport.
Aussie blood somewhere
gotta be,
in
like,
Europe.
Harry
Somewhere.
Suter, we got a centre back because of that.
Yep.
We got Volpato. He's going to be part of the Socceroos now for a long time. Just find someone who can strike.
Agreed.
That's
No,
what
it's
we
going to be very interesting.
need. and
What
can
happens.
take our first penalty.
Oh.
Because what is Suter
Yeah.
doing taking that?
Well, not just sort of, but Harrington, an 18-year-old centre back who's never taken a penalty in his
See,
life.
like a lot of people have said that's. I think
It's-
Harry Suter taking the first one is a
that
bigger
was the,
mistake.
that was the bad call.
But
Yeah,
he's,
I agree.
but
I
he's
think
the
that's
ki-
a worse decision.
well, as a captain, I can understand it. But the thing that annoys me, apparently Popovic chose who was taking the penalties.
Mm.
Normally, you ask the players, oh, how confident you feel?
Well,
Do you want to take one? But from all reports, Popovic said, no, you're
from
taking the penalties.
see from what I've read, Harrington came out after the game and said, "No, I was ready for it. I wanted to do this." So I think, in my eyes, from what I've read, he put his hand up and said, "I can do. I think I'm okay with this."
Because none of the, you think about the attackers that were on the pitch at the time. Mobile didn't take,
No.
Mobile did take one.
Mm.
He did.
And he scored.
He put through.
Irvine scored his
Toure
one.
didn't take one.
Toure didn't
Mm-mm.
take one.
No. That's
Oak-
the bad call there.
Yeah,
Oak-
How
Ocon
he
didn't take
didn't
one.
take one. And he should have been first up, not Harry Suter.
yeah, I agree. Oh,
That's the mistake.
look, as Sammy mentioned, if you're going to give it a pass or a fail mark, considering we've gone backwards from 4 years ago, you know what? It's
one
fail.
win, one loss, 1 win, 1 draw, 2 losses. That's not.
And only two goals
That's
scored from
where we are
Socceroos.
right now.
I think we're better than that.
We are.
I think we're more
we are
capable
too.
of that.
Next World Cup, I'll give it to you.
Asian Cup. I want to see how we go in 6 months' time. I think the Socceroos
We should be making the semi or the final.
minimal.
Yeah, semi.
And
minimal.
if we don't, Popovic,
yeah, I
out the
agree.
door, mate.
Yeah, I agree.
See you later.
Get another. We need Gus.
Oh,
How old is he now?
no, he's not. He's
He's
in his
past it.
70s.
We jab him with some Ozempic or whatever, some magical gel.
How's Ozempic gonna help me?
Is he obese? Is he?
Give him something. Get him back.
Might as well go back to Frank Farina while we're at it. Jeez.
All right, let's move on to Wimbledon and what else? We talk about Aussie disappointments.
I'm telling you, he's never winning a major.
Oh,
You know,
he doesn't think he can
we
win a
talk of
major.
Alex de Minaur. If you haven't caught up with it, he lost in 3 sets. He was in the game. It's just the fact that like everyone looks at the scoreline and goes, "Oh, he got smashed in 3 sets." He didn't quite get smashed. He was in the game, but it was disappointing. No means 7-5, 7-6, 6-3, all to Caboli, the Italian.
Seeded number 9.
Yeah.
But you know,
Good player.
well, he made the French Open final
right.
only a month ago. The thing about this, and you talk about how close he was. So in the first set, it was 5-all.
Yep.
Serving, he lost to Love. He lost
Yep.
his serve to Love, and that gave Cabal the first set. Second set, he was 5-2 up.
Yep.
And then he lost 12 points on the trot. So that's the equivalent of 3 games. So he gets Cabali back in the set. Third set, he was up a break.
Yep.
So in every set,
That's what I mean. He was in the game.
and this is
I think he's mentally done.
this is the concern. We've always said his game's based on his mental strength rather than the deficiencies he has physically.
And that's not quite there at the moment.
No.
No.
And listening to him talk, I've never seen a man so gutted.
Yeah.
And he said he is further away from winning a Grand Slam than what he was 2 years ago, which shouldn't be the case for a
And-
guy's ranked number 5 in the world.
And a guy who's done a lot of work physically to try and get himself to match those boys. And it's almost like he's tried to get physically stronger and he's got mentally weaker. That's
I
where
think-
his game is at.
Well, I've heard he's getting married soon to Katie Bolter. I think
Could it be a bit of that
he should take a bit of. He should take nearly a month off
from Katie Bolter?
No, from tennis.
Well, I mean, ever since that's sort of come into the equation,
Oh, they've been-
tennis is.
they've been down for a while now.
Do you blame him?
No, I don't.
Well, look, out of the two in the relationship, his tennis has done a lot better than Katie Bolter. So
What you're
he's
saying? I mean, a fourth round is not.
yeah, but this is
but
but
every time he comes up against someone who's
the draw opened up for him
it did,
on his
and
side.
we say that nearly every
because
tournament.
Sinner and Djokovic were on the other
do,
half of the
actually.
draw. Like, you still had Zverev and Fritz, who, again, you probably wouldn't have backed him against those two. But this was a real opportunity to get to a quarterfinal, if not a semi-final, and he stuffed it.
All right, we go through some of the other results of the round of 16. We had Struff get through in 5 sets over Herkaz.
And he plays Sinner in the quarterfinal.
Sinner did it easy, 6-3, 7-6, 6-3, like in the cooler. Well, I mean, it's not that cool over
It's
there.
still pretty warm over
still
there.
pretty warm.
They got a heat wave over in Europe at the moment.
At the moment.
Well, in the first set, in the first round, he got pushed to 5 sets, but he's getting his best form at the right time.
Okay, or Agur Aloisi, no,
Aguirre Alasami.
Alasami.
Yes.
It's better than your Ikakunda. But anyway, keep going. He got through in 5 sets.
He did. No, he's in a bit of good form, Aguirre Alasami. He did very well in the French Open to get to a semi-final, and he's backed up here.
Zverev in 3 sets as well.
Was that much completed? Because that was a very late game.
Oh,
Zverev.
no, you're right. He's 2 sets up. It's 3-all in the third.
You think he'll get up against Lepcheka, who's a very highly rated player. But, Zverev, now that he's a Grand Slam winner, the monkey's off the back. He's playing with a lot of freedom, and he's probably favourite on that half of the draw, I would have thought, to get to the final.
Here's one boy I want to talk about. Taylor Fritz. On grass, with his serve and the rest of his game, it's probably his best chance.
Well, he'll play if Zverev knocks off his fourth round this evening, should I say. They'll play each other in a quarterfinal, which is real 50-50.
Yeah, agree.
I would say,
agree. Even though Zevrev's coming off a major win.
I'd probably say the winner of that quarterfinal
Makes the
probably
final?
get through the final.
Against Sinner.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Sinner will have to play Djokovic. More than likely.
Winnable.
Oh, it's winnable, but
He's
Djokovic has been in very good form in this tournament as well.
Baby Fed goes down to the Englishman.
Yeah, Ferry, the wild card. He's just come out of nowhere. I don't know how, they've had Hedman Hill, Murray, what are they called? Murray Mold?
Yeah, Mount.
Murray.
Yeah,
So what
Murray's
if
Mount.
this Ferry guy's a wild card has out of nowhere got to a quarterfinal?
Ferry's, I don't know. Sammy, come on, help us out here. Murray's Mount, Hedman's Hill. What can we call Ferry's Hill?
With an F. We need an alliteration.
Okay,
well, keep going.
Chat GTP that.
No.
Let the computer do the thinking for you.
Oh, you lazy man.
All right. Sinner is my winner. I think Taylor Fritz can do some damage though.
Well, the way Fritz easily handled Bublik, who's a very good player in his own right.
Ferry's Frankfurt's.
What's it got to do with
I'm
the
thinking out loud. I'm processing.
Ferry's farm? Green farm? I don't know.
Oh, no.
Ferry's
Yeah.
farm?
Farm.
There we go.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Even though the grass
It's-
of Wimbledon is nothing like a farm. We'll go with it.
And
Ferry's Fairway.
Ooh, well
not
played.
bad,
Well
not
played,
bad.
Sammy.
Don't
Who
mind
needs
that.
ChatGPT after all?
Yeah.
I didn't come up with one, so obviously
Yeah,
I'm
you.
the one who suggested ChatGTP. We ready to move on to the women?
Yeah. I tell you what, once again, the top 3 seeds
Yeah.
all gone.
There's one that really upset me, and I know she beat the Australian top seed. Ella. How do you pronounce the Filipino's name?
Ella, yeah.
Yeah, Ella. She like I really wanted to see her get through because I reckon that she's a damn good player that's coming through the ranks. She reminds me of Ash Barty.
Yeah, she's got a bit of
She's
X factor
definitely
about
a lot
her.
of Ash Barty about her.
Yep.
And it disappointed me the fact that she lost to Paolini in 3 sets because I really thought that she could have been the story of Wimbledon going through because the Filipinos love her. When she came down here to Australia, they were all over her and they really get behind their
And her
number one
rankings,
stars.
I think she was
Well, she was seeded
29.
29.
Yeah, so she's
So it wouldn't have been a really out there story. I just sort of feel like we haven't had a big Filipino tennis player ever.
Who was a Thailand bloke? Paradorn Strichapan. That's the last one from those nations.
That area, yeah. So anyway, that disappointed me. I wanted to see her do well.
Yeah, some of the other results in the women's, Madison Keys, who of course, is a Australian Open champion. She got done in straight sets to the number 9 seed Noskova. Mertens,
Coco Gauff.
Well, I tell you what, that quarterfinal coming up with Coco Gauff against Pegula.
Yep.
There's nearly a case where the winner of that
goes on to win
the whole thing. But
Osaka's still there.
Well, Osaka knocked off Sabalenka, and she did so comfortably, or more comfortably than what you would have thought. And look, as much as she's very out there and she's got a big personality, she's got the game, Osaka, to win Grand Slams as she has in the past.
Do you feel like, she's now starting to come out in these uniforms onto court? This one didn't get as much media attention, even though I thought it was even more out there than what she's done in the past. Are we now just accepting that that's Osaka?
And she's always been a bit strange.
She has been strange, and she is strange.
Out there. Something different.
It didn't get as much attention, I thought, which I thought was interesting.
No, anyway. So looking at today's schedule coming up, so that Pegula Gauff quarterfinal, that's first up on centre court. And like we mentioned, that's the 4th seed with the 7th seed. And I'm pretty sure they're the 2 highest seeds left in the women's draw. So that's going to be massive. You got Aguero Alasami versus Djokovic in the 3rd game on centre court. That's going to be a ripper. You probably just have to have Djokovic's favourite because of his record, but the way Aguero Alasami's playing is not to be questioned. Sinner versus Stroff will be under the number 1 court. That's the number 1 game. Osaka versus Muchova at the 10th seed. So it's a quality tennis tonight. Now that we've reached the quarterfinal stage, who are we backing in both? You're obviously Sinner in the men's.
Sinner in the men's.
Women's.
And in the women's, I'm going Coco.
I'm going to go Sinner. I think Sinner needs a Grand Slam win after what's happened so far this year to just restore his reputation as the big dog of men's tennis. Women's, I think he is the big dog. Well, I've still got Alcaraz ahead of him personally. But Alcaraz, of course, has been out injured, has missed the last 2 Grand Slams. The women's, I'm sort of, again, probably going to agree with you too. I think Coco Gauff's probably got the most credits in the bank out of everyone that's left. But what we've seen in this tournament, to see Swiatek, Sabalenka, and Rybakina knocked out within 24 hours of each other, anything can happen in the women's.
Absolutely. All right, we move on to the NRL. This week we do have the State of Origin. In fact, tomorrow night we have the State of Origin up there at Suncorp Stadium. We did have the first game, obviously went to New South Wales 22-20. The Maroons won out on the MCG 44-24, comprehensive after halftime. And they go in as favourites to this one up there at Suncorp Stadium. I'm not holding my breath for a New South Wales win. I really hope they do.
6 changes to the squad.
I'm not holding my breath.
Look, Queensland have to start favourites.
Martin in is a good one.
Yeah, Martin in.
That's important.
Interesting. Brian Tahor dropped.
Yeah, well, he didn't play very well, didn't he?
And he got exposed in the air. The amount of times Cameron Munster was kicking to his side of the field and Queensland were able to score tries from that. So he's out. Who's coming for him? Jack Bostock, the winger, he's coming in. Stephen Crichton's back from the Canterbury Centre. So
nice in.
That's a nice in. Bradman Best, who had a very good State of Origin when New South Wales won it a couple of years ago. He's back in. So, look.
The best thing about that with all the ins is the fact that it's almost like a fresh squad. So they don't have the scars
from
what happened at the MCG. Yep. Because really, in that game 1, they should have been beaten. We all know that, and they would have been beaten if
Ponga didn't get sent off.
So with a fresh squad, it's like, well, here's my chance to actually perform, and what better to do it on a big stage when it's 1-1 and actually win the series, and then you cement your spot in that team for a couple of State of Origins to come, probably.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
So I don't hate it.
No, well, Queensland, look, they've got 2 very good back ins with Pat Carrigan and Nanai both coming back from injury, so they're 2 very, very good ins for Queensland. And, of course, there's all the talk about Billy Slater. How long is he going to stay as the Queensland head coach? Because we all think he's going to take over Craig Bellamy at the Melbourne Storm once he retires.
Melbourne Storm, I watch them most weeks, but it's sort of gone off the radar a little bit for myself. If Billy Slater becomes coach, I'm right back on board, like 100%.
Oh, it'll happen. I think it's nearly a guarantee. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah.
And look, if Melbourne Storm don't make the finals
Does he
this
still
year,
live down here? That would be interesting to know. If he did, then I think it's really on the cards.
well, I think he's already. It could be his last game as Queensland coach tomorrow night. That's how deep he is in talks as the successor of Bellamy at the Storm.
Love it.
Of course, it wasn't many games this week in the NRL. And once again, my tipping was
your Palmer was done on Friday night.
How
could you not tip the Panthers?
Well, they lost their last 2 in a row. They had a lot of Origin stars out. The Rabbitohs were in good form.
Still the Panthers,
but the Rabbitohs were pathetic. You know, it was what was it, 36-12 in the end?
36-14.
14. And look, Penrith just proved why they are the clear-cut premiership favourites.
You tipped West Tigers too. I know I tipped the West Tigers.
I did tip West Tigers. They're playing the Dragons.
Dragons, that's right.
Yeah. Why did not tip the West Tigers?
And the Dragons are improving. They've won a couple now.
Yep.
What was the end score in there? It was
24-10.
Yeah, so the West Tigers, they're done.
Broncos and the Sharks. The Sharks got up 28-16.
8 losses in a row over the Broncos. Their season's going from bad to worse.
Parramatta over the Sea Eagles 23-14.
This was surprising. That's another surprise. You know, Manly had a chance to jump into the top 4, so they'll be very disappointed to lose to a Parramatta side who've got not much to play for the rest of this season.
My surprise, the Knights getting over the top of the Dolphins, 13-12.
That's the first loss the Dolphins have had since Anzac Day. They've been unbelievable in this long stretch. And for Newcastle, well, they had every chance now to make the top 8, winning in a game which required a field goal in the last 5 minutes.
Absolutely. All right. We look forward to the State of Origin tomorrow night. That's where it's at for NRL. Sammy, take away the AIHL.
Very quiet weekend for Melbourne Ice fans.
Yes.
They had their weekend bye.
I was going to say, so that's a norm. Teams get a week off.
Yeah, every now and then.
That's good.
Yeah. So, with that in mind, the Mustangs, who are 2 games in favour, they had an absolute ripping weekend away from their home at O'Brien. They got their first win of the weekend against at the time, the ladder leaders in the Newcastle North Stars. So, Pete, your boys are absolutely pumping.
That was the ESPN game as well.
It was indeed, yes. Yeah. So that was the weekly game that they're showing on ESPN, to KO, Disney Plus. It's all on that. Their second game of the weekend was against the Sydney Ice Dogs, 8-3 as well. So you guys are starting to really make some moves at the right point of the season. Currently sitting 4th out of the top 6 spots for the playoffs, which are quickly approaching. I think we're about a month away from playoffs.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Having a week off, has it come at the wrong time for the Melbourne Ice? They had all the momentum. We talked about how close the gap was between 2nd and 7th from the ladder. Now, obviously, teams have been able to widen the gap over the weekend. Has it come at the wrong time? I
don't think so, because like I just mentioned, we've got 2 games in hand against the Melbourne Mustangs. We played 19, they played 21.
Yep.
Canberra Brave, who were sitting 3rd on the ladder, they've played 20 games, so we've still got a couple of games up our sleeve, which is good. But I wouldn't say we're going to be too rusty, because tonight they're actually doing an exhibition game down at O'Brien against the USA and the Canadian All-Stars. So traditional America versus Canada game they do in Australia. They get a couple of high quality players from overseas coming down. In Melbourne, they're doing the exhibition game between the Melbourne Ice and the All Stars. So I think we'll be right. We'll be fine. It doesn't go towards any points or anything like that on the ladder, obviously. But we're heading over to Perth this weekend, so we'll have to wait and see. It should be an interesting weekend, given Perth are now ladder leaders.
Do you want to mention your encounter with one of the Melbourne Ice boys?
If you guys are wanting a good drop with I'd say minor celebrity for you guys, probably more of a celebrity for me. But yes, one Colton Schindel, one of Melbourne Ice's imports, is got a couple of shifts down at the Golden Hills Brewery down in Diamond Creek. So if you're an Ice fan, hit him up.
Absolutely. Sorry.
All right.
No, I was just going to say the ESPN game, if you're interested to know, is the North Stars versus the Bears.
That's going to be a good one, because the Bears are pushing at the right point of the season as well. And the North Stars, they've been consistently playing well all season long. So it's good. Yeah, that's a good game to watch.
Do you hear about in the Central Coast game? Bastille scoring 5. Raphael Bastille, one of their imports, scored 5 in a period.
Yeah, it's.
Has that been done before in the AIHL?
Yeah.
5 in one period.
There would be, and it would have been an import as well doing that. Maybe not in one period, but in maybe a couple periods or a game. Yes, definitely. But yeah, very impressive.
What do you call it? Like, it's not a hat trick.
Hat trick's a hat trick. Yeah.
What do you call 5?
Nothing for 5.
No,
nothing for 5. You've got your natural hat trick, regular hat trick. Then you got what's called a Gordie Howe hat trick.
What's a Gordie Howe?
So Gordie Howe's a player. He used to play for the Red Wings. It's where you get a goal and assist in a fight. It's a Gordie Howe hat trick. Funnily enough, he only ever did it once in his career, though.
Must have been a bloody good fight then.
But yeah, lots to play for in the coming weeks, especially with like I said, about a month away from playoffs.
And when is the next Melbourne rival game?
The 17th. Unfortunately, it's already a sellout.
So that's the Friday night, not this coming, the following.
Yep.
Are they? And when I say outgrowing, there's probably not a bigger venue. The ice hockey is outgrowing the O'Brien Centre.
It is. I cannot fathom how hard it is to get tickets for games now.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable. It's really good for the sport.
Yeah.
But
what can be done there? Probably not much.
I don't think you can do much. You can't add more seating.
Convert Rod Laver Arena to an ice rink.
Well, they did that with AIS Arena.
They did with Disney on Ice.
Hang on.
Well, it's still there. They were there this week, actually.
Oh, were they?
How about a Margaret Court?
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
Well, one of those.
You know, because you're probably going to have to keep it for the season, or at least the derbies.
It's a big commitment and a big change for
surely they're
couple
looking
of
at something
games.
like that.
They don't play any netball there, do they? Because
even was it Kia Arena?
It's normally
that's outdoor
there.
though, isn't it?
No. The Kia. Yes, Kia.
Kia.
Sorry. Yeah. Is that outdoor? I'm not sure.
I think it is. I
think
think that's
it is.
open
I
air.
think you're right. I'm thinking more high sense, but can that be turned into ice hockey? Because that's already a multi-purpose stadium. There's a racing track underneath those seats. They velodrome. So
I always forget about that. That's bizarre.
I've been to
that'd be cool.
World Cup. It was sick. It was actually really, really sick.
I don't think
Margaret Court. I think that's the answer.
It is.
If it can be done.
There's no money in the AIHL to do that though. AIS makes sense because it's a sports center. They're willing to do things differently. There's like teams are still relying on volunteers for a lot of their major roles on game day.
You need a sponsor, some sort of TV rights to get behind it to make it happen. But it's outgrown O'Brien.
It has. It really has, which is
center.
awesome. Unbelievable to see. But yeah, it's hard.
Well,
now.
as you mentioned that, I know all the players are going to be played in Melbourne because of the high demand. Is there a chance maybe in 2027 they move from Melbourne?
The playoffs.
Yep.
The only other one is the Canberra.
Yeah, to the AIS.
Yeah, it's a good arena.
It is. Yeah, the setup is awesome. It's the first stadium style hockey arena played in the AIHL. So yeah, that is the only other place that would be suitable for it. I don't know. They'll have the sitting capacity, definitely, but I think it's O'Brien's just still makes the most amount of sense.
Yeah,
you look at all the other venues that they play the hockey, and some of them are
it's awful,
pretty bad. Like you go to Perth to play hockey, it's in a shed. It's not great.
Yeah.
On the same topic, Newcastle are getting a new multi-purpose stadium built.
Okay.
In Newcastle. So, and there is word is
but again, would you have finals in Newcastle?
Why not?
It's
not a major city, but
population. Yeah.
People travel. People travel for hockey. Believe it or not,
they would. They would.
I don't know.
I'm thinking enough interest in. Yeah, they would watch their local team. Would they actually go to a Ice versus Mustangs?
Probably not there.
Probably not there.
But at the same time, you could have Perth versus Newcastle this year in Melbourne. So they would have to travel.
Yeah,
I think it's
Melburnians turn out to sports events, is what I'm saying.
That's true. Very true. But big things to come, I think.
All right, I think this could be our last sport.
We've
been going for a while for this one, but it could have easily been at the top of the show. The Aussie women in the cricket.
You skipped
World
no
Cup.
Formula One.
Mate, no Formula One.
Oh shit.
No, let's talk about
Go
it.
T20.
This has got no publicity,
Yeah,
and you got to wonder why the ICC organised this tournament, knowing that the FIFA World Cup was happening.
Is it just the fact that like cricket, it gets a completely different audience to the World Cup?
Can I just say can I say one thing? I'm in no way am I being biased or anything like that. Is it because it's the women's T20?
Possibly.
Yeah. I think they would have the same problem as the men's T20s. To be perfectly honest,
I guess the thing
it was
though,
never competing
the
against.
final was England versus Australia.
A massive game at Lords.
England men's team is still in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah.
So they well and truly.
And probably another thing that hurt this whole tournament, the whole Ben Stokes saga that would have got all the news attention.
Yeah.
So it hasn't helped. But look, the Australian women,
well done
to
to
win
them.
the 7th World Cup, They chased down, I think, the biggest ever run chase in a World Cup final, chasing down, what was it, 158. Beth Mooney making another
64,
64.
49 balls. She's unbelievable, isn't she?
Oh,
And she's taking the gloves now.
Yes.
Obviously with no
Alyssa Healy.
Alyssa Healy. I've already forgotten her name. That's not great.
And I tell you what, Sophie Molyneux is the captain. Of course, she took over the
she's done a good
captaincy.
job.
How about the celebrations, a la Warney,
Yeah.
with pouring the
I did see
champagne
that,
over on the Lord's balcony
And the wicket.
and the wicket.
And just before
Jiggle.
that, in the press conference, apparently she was saying, I've matured.
That's great.
I don't know. Actions speak louder than words.
And I tell you what,
Which I love, though. Like, please keep doing more of that.
it'd be interesting to see how long you mentioned how well Beth Mooney went in this tournament. Even Elise Perry,
Mm.
who was in injury doubt after she suffered a quad injury in the semi-final.
13 not out.
It'd be interesting to see how long those two girls have got left. But because look, I think probably the other thing that hurts is that we're so used to the Australian women's team winning. But the fact of the matter is, we lost the last T20 World Cup. We lost the 50 over trophy as well. So it's
This
great.
one meant a lot to them.
It certainly did. The
Yeah.
way they celebrated at the end really showed that this, as you mentioned a hell of a lot. So really, really good result for the Australian women's team. Well done, girls.
Absolutely. And let's move on to the F1 because, well, it slipped my mind just because probably Piastri didn't do all that.
Yeah, but your boy Lando finished fourth.
He finished fourth. He had a good race.
And your
He had
wife's
a good
number
race.
one got a win.
I got to say, she's got a new number one. And
Bottas.
no, it's a bit of a worry.
It's Lewis Hamilton, isn't it?
No,
Ah.
Kimi Antonelli.
I mean, yeah, he's very cute.
Yeah, that's what
I
she's
tell
said.
you what-
I'm saying, but like my comment back to her was, you're old enough to be his mum.
Almost.
Yeah,
No,
potentially.
Almost.
Oh, no.
You
No.
could.
It's only
11,
14.
12
He's,
years.
he's 19.
Yeah, 33.
14.
Almost.
14.
I did put almost
Okay.
before.
If she lived in Frankston, maybe.
Oh,
We've just lost the whole suburb now, Sammy. Thanks for that.
Oh, jeez.
Did we want him? Anyway, Formula One.
Franger people are very respectable, Sammy. Come on,
You
mate.
just called him Franger people,
Yeah,
mate.
Franger people.
Anyway,
That's what you call them as. But I tell you what, it was a great weekend for Ferrari. After the disappointment of Austria,
Yeah.
where they really blew it race day on Sunday, this weekend puts Ferrari back on the map in terms of being a real championship contender.
are they? Do we see them winning as the manufacturers' championship?
Oh, every chance.
Yeah, they've been doing well. I still think Mercedes are in front.
Oh, yeah,
for
yeah.
me.
Yeah, but I tell you what, Antonelli, 2 now DNFs in the last 3 races has opened up the
He's
championship.
doing an Oscar.
A little bit.
The difference is, though, Oscar was self-inflicted.
That's true.
Antonelli's had 2 mechanical
Self
failures.
in terms of team inflicted.
Well, there was that, and there was also races where I think Oscar didn't race to his full potential. Whereas I think Antonelli,
We're blaming full McLaren for this one as Aussies. Come on.
well, yeah,
Come on.
true. Well,
I know you got Pom blood in you.
Well, but maybe,
Come on.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're
Kettle
the one
Black much?
You're doing these fist pubs, every time Lando was moving up the championship.
I support the team. I support the team.
Yep, okay.
And Lando is part of that team.
Okay.
All right.
So I've got to be happy
Sure.
at times.
Sure.
But anyway, back to the race. Look, it wasn't the greatest race to be fair.
I'm glad I didn't start for it.
No,
I was wrecked
I
after
don't think you missed,
soccer.
you missed much.
I was wrecked the next day after this one.
Well,
I'd
it
say
started at
yeah,
midnight.
midnight,
It normally
yeah.
starts at 11. But
Yeah.
no, Charles Leclerc, full credit to him, getting his first win since Australia.
Oscar Piastri suffering some damage to his car.
11th.
He slipped right down to 20th on the, in the first few laps. He managed to get his way back up into 11th position. Yeah, he's nowhere this season, unfortunately. I think I know there's some upgrades coming for McLaren, but I think we're just writing it off.
Too
aren't we?
late.
Yeah.
How about Max once again, just cracking the absolute you know
Yeah.
what? He was looking good. He was looking fast. He was sitting third, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden, gone.
You know, if you had asked me a week ago, Oscar to Red Bull, like, are you a support of it?
We did talk about
I'm
it last
coming
week.
around.
I don't think he's going to do well in that car, though.
Well, it'll be a
He
different
needs a
car
better-
next
he
season.
need- he needs-
We've seen how much the grid can change in one season.
Or-
so we don't know
or
what that
do you-
car's going to be like.
Yeah, this is going to be controversial here. I know what you boys are going to say. Do you do the swap to Red Bull, but then put him in a racing bull?
No.
Because
Hell no.
I'm sorry. Look at what Liam Lawson's doing this season.
Yeah, but I think that
And you know what? The Racing Bulls are a more reliable car than Red Bull this year.
I'll pay that. It's just. But like I said, the grid can change year to year.
True.
So I'm not too concerned. I want him out of McLaren. I think. I don't know.
All that
All that merch
all that
you
money
bought.
that you've spent with the orange.
No, I still support McLaren. But as an Aussie, and I want him to do well, I think that could be his best move.
No, you know what? Yes, thank you.
I'm
I
talking
don't
from
know.
a non-biased point of view.
I don't understand how F1 fans follow drivers. That makes zero sense to me.
Yeah, I like the team.
That's why I'll support Oscar Piastri as a driver, but I will be a Cadillac fan.
Yep, I like that.
Oh, it's a bit like LeBron James. Yeah, people went from Cleveland to Miami to the Lakers.
Yeah.
No, I'm sticking with.
I don't get
McLaren.
why people just follow drivers around to teams. It doesn't make any sense
But,
to me.
Like I'll be doing the
Little
fist pumps,
little
like I'm
little
doing for
chainsaw.
Lando.
And
And they'll be for Oscar. They'll be for Oscar. I've got a Red Bull cap somewhere. I do.
Too really?
Yeah,
I've got a Red Bull
I do.
shirt.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a Red Bull shirt.
Yeah.
You know, let's do this. I'm all for it.
McLaren shirt, Red Bull hat. That won't make any sense whatsoever. To
And then a Ferrari watch just to cap it off. But of course, the next race in Belgium in 2 weeks' time.
Spa.
Spa,
Oh,
great
what
track.
a
Beautiful
great track.
track. It's
Great
so good.
track.
So good.
Let's hope. Let's look. Yeah, again, I think we've been saying it's far too much this season so far, but let's hope a change of fortune.
The upgrades
for
are
Oscar.
coming.
It's nice
That's
to
what
see
we
that.
keep getting told.
It's nice to see that Aston Martin are finishing races now as well.
That is true.
Albeit a lap behind, but they're finishing races.
And look, it's still half
Oscar
a
was a
season to
lap
go.
behind at one point.
Yeah.
He was. He had to let them
The
through.
safety car.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But look, like last season, there's still plenty of time to go. And luckily, with Antonelli having the misfortune of the DNFs the last couple of races, it means the gap in the championship is not it's not that big.
Mm.
It's very, very gettable. And we saw what Max Verstappen did in his charge for a potential championship last season. Anything can happen.
Absolutely.
V8 this week. I know, Sammy. I saw
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
Townsville. Can't wait.
How long have we been going for?
We just clocked over an hour 50.
Oof.
Big one.
A big one.
It's because the umpire talk.
No, it was too much Luke Jackson talk.
It was you two boys. It was you two boys going at it. Having a
V8's going to be
time.
you two boys. Go for it.
No, Townsville. It's going to be great because, of course, we had a great weekend in Hidden Valley, 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
And when it comes to races up north, there just seems to be some extra drama. Don't know why. There's just something about the tracks.
It's the
up north,
humidity.
the humidity.
It's
It
the
must be
humidity.
that. Because I hope Brody Kostecki in particular, who's had a pretty rough run of it of late. He had his health problems in Darwin. I hope him in particular can have a bit of change of luck.
We hope so.
All right.
Thanks, boys.
Done.
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 I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too, actually. Your weekly pint of sports juice presented by the Keys Leisure Centre Preston. Eat, drink and bowl at the Keys sprawling beer gardens, lanes, arcade bar and bistro. Let's go, lads.